What's going on, good people? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's
Give everybody a few minutes to get in here, then we're gonna get right to it.
This nicotine, my love, can't quit it. Let me know right now if you with it, baby. I know right now we strangers, but we can do stranger things. I don't think that you're taking, I didn't see no wedding ring. I just left my bros, I wanna see how things could unfold. Show me how you really act when doors close. Said that you ain't coming here to get chose. I think that's a lot of me and you know. You say you do yoga, show me your pose. I can tell your shape is right by your clothes. You been in the gym and baby
Lord Record, what it do? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Like candy, don't be too demanding. And I give you
Jay Leno, what it do, what it do, what it do?
Again, it's like
Intricate, what it do? What's up, what's up, what's up?
Moments of passion.
Indy, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Show daddy, call me what you want like Janet, you nasty. We can run it back like pickup games with athletes. Baby, if you involved, I'm all in it. This nicotine, my love, can't quit.
Everybody, some couple minutes to get in here, then we gonna get to it.
Baby. I know right now we strangers, but we can do stranger things. I don't think that you're taking, I didn't see no wedding ring. I just wanna see you in your natural state and watch you flow. Had my eyes on you and only you since you walked through that door.
What up, good people? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Stomp, what it do? 9M, what it do? Flip man, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do? Appreciate all y'all tapping in with me, man. Sauce Money, what's up, Brody?
Mark Morris in return that I'm at. Hit a two-step, one hand on my hat. Slide over to you, girl, just like that. You the main attraction. Pulling you will guarantee my satisfaction. Baby, if you involved, I'm all in it. This nicotine, my love, can't quit it. Let me know right now if you with it, baby.
Give everybody a few more minutes and then we're gonna get to it.
We can do stranger things. I don't think that you're taking, I didn't see no wedding ring.
We can do stranger things if you like to, baby.
Els, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do?
I know you want to. Yes, you do.
Give everybody a couple more minutes, then we're gonna get to it.
Baby, if you involved, I'm all in it. This nicotine, my love, you can't quit it. Let me know right now if you with it, baby.
A-Major, what it do, what it do, what it do?
Strangers, but we can do stranger things. I don't think that you're taking, I didn't see no wedding ring.
Appreciate that, Sauce Money. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Blood, the cup from the south, been running them routes. We back on. All right, good people. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I appreciate all y'all tapping in with me, man. For everybody that's on here, if y'all could do me a quick favor and tap that like button and tap that subscribe button if you hadn't.
That's right.
Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And now the man, the myth, the man of the hour, I got Mr. Langston tapping in with me, man. How you feeling, Doc?
Man, I'm really enjoying life right now. We just actually got our AC installed today for the first, for our new house. Okay. So like we just had a massive heat wave and now the house is chilling and the air is sweet and everything is all right over here.
Hey man, I appreciate you for taking time out your busy day and your schedule
to
rock out with us tonight, man.
Not a problem, man.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start off a couple of rounds and then we go back and forth on some critiques and then I'll let you get into the Zulu and we can have a conversation about all that good stuff.
Let's go, man. I'm ready to hear some music.
Let's do it. All right, we're gonna pop this thing off with my man the Kadence. This track is called I Rather. Let's get it, Brody. And hey, y'all know this is a safe place to play your music. Wherever you are on your musical journey, everybody is welcome. It's 9:39. So let me see. I'm gonna cut off submissions at 9:55. So everybody that want to submit music, the email is down there at the bottom. And I'm gonna keep it open for 15 more minutes, and then after that, I ain't gonna play nobody else music. But you're more than welcome to sit and rock out with us, man. And if you want to skip the line, I got a couple skips. All you got to do is hit the cash out right there for a quick 10, and you can skip the line and go next. But all right, we're going to pop this thing off with my man, the Kadence, though. This track is called I Rather.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think? I'm going to let you go first.
I mean, somebody need to get Ghostface Killer on the phone. Dolly Dickon at the corner with the corner shop. Candy pie. I could have said murdering that beat, man. That's
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, but one thing I love about what Ghost did is he made it safe for producers to not have to lean on their drums so much, so that you could just have like an open track like that, and the MC can just talk about anything on that. Like that could be somebody from ATL. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have like an area. I love tracks like that could just apply to any part of like our regions in our culture. So I love the use of the piano, and also how it had movements within the track like that. That's like where like, the MC, like that's where it makes it easier for them to write to, is that, you have a lot of fodder for topics or whatever. You know what I mean? Beautiful piece of music.
Yeah. I look at tracks like that, like it could go two ways. Like once the artist paint the picture, then the music man and me be like, okay, now we can go do overdubs and add like, little pockets and fillers to make the story come alive, man. So I look at it as like a dope canvas. Now I just need color. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta wait till the artists do what they do to really add the color to like, you know what I'm saying, put it together. But if where it said, oh yeah, you can be on the right, do your thing.
Yeah, you never want to paint yourself into a corner too early. Sometimes you want to react to the lyrics rather than tell the lyrics what to say. You know what I mean? That accompaniment piece is like a mastery unto itself of knowing what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Facts. But everybody in the chat, man, y'all drop a fire emoji in the chat for my man, the Kadence, man. Good work. Hey, I gotta get that to get the little clue bomb and all that. That'll be hard. All right, next we got my man Gordy. I'm gonna play his first track. It's called Land of Danger. Oh, that groove nasty. Appreciate the memberships, Intricate.
that's cold. I like that.
And it's different, but it got that groove in that pocket, like. Hey man, y'all drop a 5 more in the chat for Gordy, man. Oh, that's cool with the B section.
That's all it needs.
Yeah.
Like double up the synth with a live bass. Butter. Listen, I'm gonna go first again just because I'm loud and obnoxious and I'm from the East Coast, right? 2 words. Justin Timberlake. Right? Like the first Justin Timberlake album with Timbaland, like that's like right there. And so like if you can get you like a blue-eyed like R&B kind of thing, or you know what I'm saying, like, and then add a little bit of that, you know, the masterpiece bass player like Ricky Smiley be doing.
Yeah. Hey, he does.
Hold on. What?
Hey, he done showed up at the Battle of the Band.
Master P done fired him. He in the audience with the bass. Yeah. No, but I mean, but back to the track though. Like, I mean, again, the synth where it was at on its own is kind of filling a hole, but it can come back a little bit if you just double it up. And then that way you can also do little walks in between and change it up. But like, I mean, you could sing over that all day. Like, and people would listen to that for real. You could get a nice singer on that track. Yeah, for real.
Nah, I instantly though, right when it played, when I heard that groove, and then I was like, he put that bass on, I was like, oh, he finna do his own thing. Like it ain't sound like nothing that's being played. I was like, nah, he just really feeling his vibe. Like, and I was like, oh, and then I love that B section. Like I'm a sucker for musical change, especially when something groovy and you can go to like just something chill for a second and then take it back. I was like, oh yeah. He was really thinking. I was like, I like that. I like that.
Yin and yang is important in music. Got to have the hot and the cold. Always.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all haven't, man, drop a 5 emoji in the chat for my man Gordy, man. I'm gonna play his next one. It's called Sky.
All this time I need someone who can just take me to the sky. All this time I need someone who can just take me to the sky. Down slow, down. You and I among the messes.
What up, Mr. Hilby?
Give the drum a song.
Won't you never let me go? I just want you to know I'm by your side. Tell me what you think and then just write. Back and forth we go. Lay on me all your problems. Don't think about it now. Golden sun in your glasses.
Your turn this time.
Okay. Well, first, me knowing like the producer Gordy is like, cause like when we first started playing this stuff, he was hip hop, and then like as time went on, like he started like playing with different sounds, different grooves or whatever. So like to hear this for me, it's like mad left. You know what I'm saying? So I could tell like he been listening to music and he just like in his bag and he just trying different stuff. So to hear this is like, okay, you really pushing the envelope, you know what I'm saying? And you growing or what have you. So for the most part, it's cool. I would do like some change ups, some stuff to
Yeah.
have ear candy. So, you know, because I'm big on like not getting ear fatigue or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
look at music like, you know what I'm saying, like this or what have you. So just being
Yeah.
able to incorporate some elements where it's going to take me on the ride musically or whatever. And then also from a songwriting perspective, like adding something catchy that I'm going to like be able to
Yeah.
repeat and rememorize and sing along to, like when I'm in the shower, even like the little Future. Like I might not understand nothing he's saying, but I remember, you know what I'm saying, like a melody or something that's going to, like the child, like with a little child, like something that a kid is going to remember and sing along with or what have you. But, you know.
Yeah. I'm a product of the 70s and 80s, late 70s or and 80s, right? So like one of the reasons why I like tracks like this, and you know, it can, like you said, it can be stretched out a little bit more and kind of fleshed out in different sections to kind of have like some B sections, even multiple B sections, is
Mm-hmm.
you know, I grew up and I love stuff like Annie Lennox and Eurythmics. So like when things like this pop up, you know, I also have like a good frame of reference for things like Nelly Furtado, Gwen Stefani. Um, you know, you could also do MIA, Mia, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
artists like that. Like, so like sometimes like one of the temptations when you compose is to always try to find melody and to find like what we call like typical music, right? We have a consistent chord progression and there's a melody and a hook. Whereas the thing about this track that makes it cut, even though it still needs a little bit more work, is that it's dissonant, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
groovy as fuck. So it's like that's kind of what drew us in, is the fact like we kept listening because of the groove,
Groove.
but also the kind of like off kilter left of center vibe it has makes it interesting, right?
Got you.
So like if we
Feel you.
had like a vocalist and we try to like when we're producing them and we can't come up with something that's really catchy, my go-to is just to just lay a harmony of some strange phrase
Mm-hmm.
that, you know what I mean, kind of creates almost like a mantra in the
Mm-hmm.
track. And then it's, you know what I mean, because like that's kind of like one of the tricks with techno and house music is that they just give you that one little phrase and
Mm-hmm.
then it catches the ear. You know what I'm saying? Like rhythm is a dancer. Like that's not really a great melody, but we remember it because it's the vibe. You know what I mean? But yes, I agree with all of your points, but definitely like an excellent groove. This person has definitely studied He Who Shall Not Be Named. He Who Shall Not Be Named was a big influence on two of these tracks, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I am gonna play his last one. It's called God Answers Real Prayer.
All right. Have we lost your mic? Uh-oh. Something's going on with your mic, brother. I can hear myself. I can't hear you. It's like
Can you hear?
Now I can hear you. It's gone now.
Can you hear me now? Okay, we good. All right, let's start the track from the tippy.
Okay. Wow. 3 sections.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first. Yeah.
A dope track. I'm having an earworm from it because I'm like, I know this melody and I cannot put this on the tip of my tongue and I can't call it. You probably get it before me. You younger than me, so you got a fresh brain. But you know, I love the amount of work they put into this track. The riff is great. I like all the different little sections. The bells, like they cut right through it right now because like people are really avoiding bells and chimes and chromatica and things like that. So great sounds. I didn't mind the synth bass at all. I feel like people kind of like, you know, we're in a different time now where people just open to different sounds. And so that fits right in. It cuts. Drums, excellent. Like just slapping, you know what I mean? Like you can't, you know, you can't pick better sounds for drums, you know, considering the type of record that it is. And yes, it is a summer pop hit. All you need is a singer, maybe like a, you know, this would perfectly fit somebody like a Montel Jordan style of singer, somebody that can rap and sing, right? So if you forgive the reference, it doesn't mean it sounds dated. It's just, that's a good example. Like, you know, somebody that can actually spit a couple of bars and sing. But I like the arrangement. I like the, you know, and it was tasteful. It wasn't cheesy, you know, nothing that sounded like it was, you know, just like quickly thrown together. And there was a lot of work done to this record, you could tell. So I really appreciate the hell out of this track, for sure.
Nah, same for me. Like all the instruments complement each other. Love the drum groove, like the, you know, the kind of like off a little bit with the snare to give it that to give it that throw. His rhythm section for all these tracks, like his bass and drums, like they've been like
Yeah, that's 3 for 3, man.
Yeah,
3 for 3.
And like everybody in the chat been saying like pop hit vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love it. I want to hear a song now with it. That's what I want to hear. Like what the record.
Yeah, what's next? What we gonna do with it? Right.
Yeah. Facts. So for everybody that's in the live, man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for that man Gordy.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Good work. All right, we got our first skip of the night. So the next track is coming from Mr. Carl Mitchell. The first track is called Lay It on the Line. Let's get it, Brody. the switch up night. Everybody got switch ups tonight, I see. Everybody sitting live, man. Y'all dropping 5 emojis in chat for Carl Mitchell, man. It's a vibe. What you thinking?
Well, hold up. Oh man, sometimes I describe tracks with who I see on them. So like if I'm in A&R mode, Ludacris and Usher, I feel like Ludacris would be his record, Usher be on the chorus. I could just hear somebody like I could just hear like those two voices, you know, like they're like this, right? That's why they go together so well. And that track is just like the perfect canvas for somebody to just like get busy on that. I really appreciate everybody who's bringing their A game tonight, man. I don't know if y'all was like, oh, thanks for getting on tonight. We better get the good tracks out. Get the good. We got to get the good wine out. He coming on tonight. You can't be acting up in front of company. No, I got nothing bad to say about this. I was listening to the individual sounds too, but the arrangement is great. The switch up is great. I love when people flex their brain on records and try to just, you know, make sure that like they're actually putting a little bit more of their heart and soul into the track. Because like in this age of microwave popcorn music, you can always tell who works harder on their tracks than the next person. You know what I mean? And this is a prime example of that. This person put the work in, so salute.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is missing is some good guitar, man. Like a section where they can just shred and then like, you know, like little licks, especially when you got like them rappers that rap like that, but when they slow it down and you just got like them little licks that's just like in between. Oh man, then it's really like
this is at the point where you would call a session player. But because there's tracks that aren't ready for session players and people start bringing them in and it just clutters everything. This is like right where it needs to be for somebody that can just, you know, maybe I don't know how this person works, so if they have charts or anything like that, but if you get a good guitar player like a bluesman or, you know what I'm saying, somebody from the jazz world, like they'll sit there and just murder this, like just eat it up. Eat it up. Quick, like our combo the other day, how that old man be like, oh, they ain't nothing but an E-7 with a
yeah.
A little collard green pot liquor and here nobody. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's gonna happen.
And then don't give them a little oil, man. You give them a little oil, oh, it's over with, man.
Don't even look. I don't know if this is the right format for that. We ain't talking about oil tonight.
I will play the next track, man. It's called My Place or Yours. I'm not.
Another CB2 production.
That's smooth. Same thing as the other man. Just if he worked with a guitar player, all of them
Yeah.
would be like, yeah, out of here, man.
Yeah, I would have probably mixed the kick a little differently, just
Oh
a
yeah, yeah,
touch
yeah.
bit differently. There's a little bit on. It's a little bit. It's not that it was too punchy. It was a little edgy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like when we look at sounds as mix engineers and producers, sounds are another form of communication outside of the music notes themselves. So like aggressive drums on a soft record sometimes can throw listeners a little bit, and it pulls the ear away, right? So my little thing might, maybe a little low pass filter, something like this to take a little bit of that edge out. But other than that, good song, good groove, correct, Tom Hilby, exactly. If I had to pick an artist, Brandy. Like, I think that would be great for an older Brandy, like a mature modern day Brandy. I think she would murder a track like that. A chick with a nice, soft, kind of like, alto voice, high alto, right? Perfect record for them, right? It's got that reflective aspect to it, the ambience of the track. I see somebody said something about hold music at the bank. I don't know about you, but I call places just to get put on hold, player. Maybe that's just to our ears, but like some whole music be banging. I don't know what that. We all know that banging. Come on now, don't. That's not an insult. That person got paid. We all wish we could make the next perfect hold song, don't we? But no. But in all seriousness, no. Like I like that track a lot. I actually like mixing records that are just, kind of broad and open like that. And you're right, a little bit of guitar. Acoustic, I think acoustic. Sometimes we abuse electric. Acoustic, Babyface, man, was like a king of that, man. Him and his brothers, man, with the acoustic guitar, man. Oof.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Great work.
yeah, Babyface, like Tim and Bob, like how they start,
Mm-hmm.
like just with the fingering. Oh man, it'd be crazy,
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I'm gonna play his
Mm-hmm.
last one. It's called First Time, and for everybody that's in the chat, man, y'all drop a fire emoji for him, man. He been doing good work.
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking?
I like the track overall. Small critiques here and there. I'm really big on rhythm, right? When it comes to like room for vocalist rhythm. So like there is such a thing as chorus percussion versus verse percussion. So like if I had one tiny critique, and this is just said in all honesty, is that the hats can be a little busy in places. So there has to be a point where like they fall back. Like you notice like the feel changes when they drop completely, right? That's not a flaw, that's a feature, right? So sometimes we have to also look at when we arrange where we want to put the busy parts at, right? And therein lies the magic, right? And sometimes it could just be a volume thing. Like sometimes you can just pull the hats back some, and that's enough change in tension that, you know what I'm saying, but other than that, like I like the sounds. I didn't really get an artist out of it, mainly because I kind of didn't hear a verse yet. I heard a chorus or a B section, but I didn't 100% hear a verse. I think I heard like a chorus that turned into a B section, but I didn't hear a verse yet. And that could just be as simple as changing the hi-hat pattern. Sometimes that's all you need, and add a filter or drop out a sound or two, or just or bury them in a filter with some reverb. Stuff like this is not easy to get right. So don't take offense to what I'm saying. Like, this is actually harder to do than just to drop a dope ass loop over some drums. You know what I mean? Like, to get sparse music to actually sit right is harder by far than it is to just nail. But other than that, the effort is excellent. The person has good sound selection. Just I would work a little bit more on the pattern switch up and just how you use. Just because we can put rolls and tracks doesn't mean we got to use it the whole way through. You know what I mean? Just, that's it. But I mean, it's not like a fatal flaw or anything like that. Just one man's opinion, for sure.
Me listening to it, I would say make make transitions better. So like you say, like, I know where sections and stuff at, and if you not, even if you ain't got that much music, like, because a lot of people, they produce like in loop format, so like that texture change is real important. Like, what to subtract? Okay, if I subtract this, do I get a feeling, or do I need to add maybe like a verb clap or like some type of roll or what have you? Because it helps you differentiate. Okay, this the verse, it's the chorus, and it still helps you go on that ride. You know what I'm saying? So
one of my rules of thumb when I'm teaching people about this stuff is I grew up in the 80s. So like, we grew up without TVs in the classroom. We grew up with slideshows where we would like have somebody like play a record that would tell you when to turn the slide. So it'd be like, and Snow White walked into the forest. And then you would switch the slide and then you see a different picture of Snow White. So in music, it's easier for us to follow records when those transitions are kind of obvious. And when they're real subtle, we have to be dialed into the track and nothing can distract us. So again, a very important balancing act. But I think you're right on the money with that. Just make sure that you really have strong transitions and that each section can truly stand on its own. Because like you said, producing in a loop can take you out of the bigger picture, for sure. Right.
Facts.
Other than that, everything cool. Yep.
But hey, man, good work though, brother. Drop a fire emoji in the chat for my man.
Yes,
Want
sir.
to hear more music, bro? All right, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do one more round, and then I'm gonna let you get into talking about the Zulus and all that good stuff, man.
Sure.
All right. So coming up next, man, let me see what we going with it. What we gonna do is it's gonna be my partner A-Major, bro. A-MajorKeys. He make dope R&B. I'm waiting for his track to load up in the queue. And for everybody that's in the live, man, if you guys could take this time, hit the like button on the live video. And if you have not, please subscribe to the channel. And for those of you that want to skip the line, still got a couple more skip the lines, man. All you got to do, hit the Cash App and I got you.
Peel off a 10, player.
All right, this track is called Where You At by A-MajorKeys. Let's get it. Appreciate that, Sauce Money.
Mm. Bingo. Don's King, bingo.
On 95, driving with my girl with the big behind, we rolling. And the Ford Escalade on the,
Like, yes, car commercial, Yin Yang Twins.
mm-hmm.
Can we play that again? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Because that shit was fire. Play it again. Cash Money, yeah, I can see that. But Yin Yang, they got the voice. Whoa. Like if they came back, yo, call them now. Who got their number?
Bro, you didn't see them at SeaWorld turned up?
That's what I'm saying.
Me and Shambo, we underwater. And bring your daughter get low.
I'm so sorry. If you never invite me back, it's okay.
You're good.
I've been kicked out of better places than this. No, I'm kidding. No, that was a dope track. I gotta say, all of that, like all of it, like yes, sir.
And the kill is like you can ask everybody in the chat. This is so 360 because everything is like B-Cock style. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like to hear this is like, but I forgot, bro, do play. So you know what I'm saying? It's easy for him to like do a whole 360 on me. You know what I'm saying? But nah, this was fresh. Because it gave me the Scott Storch feelings with the strings and then with the flutes, but it still had like that gritty edge drum beat. And when they was like Yin Yang Twins and somebody was like Nike commercial, I was like
car commercial,
car commercial, like
Gatorade, yep.
Yep.
And there's always gonna be a need for dance music. So like when people are depressed, when they sad, when they just need something to lift their spirits, when they're working out, it's always good to have like this type of track on deck. Like whenever somebody says, what else you got? This is what you pull out. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Literally. Nah, that's
2 thumbs up on that one.
Hey man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for A-Major if you haven't, man. Dope stuff. So now we can get to this part, man. Before me and you ever like talk or what have you, like they were blowing me up, asking me about like, have you ever heard of Zulu? And I was like, nah, but I look into it or what have you. Then I found your products and all that good stuff. And then, like I told you, I ain't gonna tell. I told you where I tried it out at, but that's a place where I don't tell folks about. What you remember what I told you about how I tried it out. But then when I played with it, I was like, Then my man Els sent me a video of it. I was like, Then EA Ski been talking very, 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 very highly of me. Then I was like, And I was like, okay, man, let me just hit this man up or what have you. And we've been talking ever since, man. So tell us about the Zulus, man. Tell us where it come from, how it started. Why is it a dope product? Why should we have it in our arsenal? All that good stuff, man.
All right. Well, Handsome Audio Zulu is the world's first passive analog tape simulator. The reason why it exists is because I am a child of hip hop music, right? So I grew up in hip hop culture as it was born and as it developed. And the sound of hip hop music is heavily influenced by the analog recording process. So when I got my start in 93 in Jersey, because I'm from Syracuse, New York, but my uncle had a studio in Jersey. So when I got introduced to hip hop music, it was through using analog tape as a recording medium. So like the first time you learn how to do something, just like riding a bicycle, is how you relate to it, right? So for me, it was the process of using tape, which included driving it into saturation or compression, and how that changed the sound of the MPC 60 that they had at the studio, how it made the synthesizers that were there sound, how it made the samples sound. All of those things were relevant to what I call the framework of how I learned to hear music. when we were making it, right? So fast forward to the digital age where we lost those tools, and it was almost like I didn't know how to make music anymore, because it was like telling somebody that's playing the electric guitar their whole life to not use an amp, right? And so I was like, damn, I wish there was a tool that lets you do X, Y, and Z without needing a tape machine. So I had gotten into electronics design commercially back in 2009 with a microphone company. And so fast forward to 2014, I invented Zulu, which was this tape simulator. And I invented it from the hip hop perspective of, I need a piece of gear that is like custom made from the framework and mindset of a hip hop producer. Even though I work on a lot of other stuff, obviously. I wanted it to be something that made our stuff sound like it's supposed to. So when I began to compare it to what was out there, like compressors, EQs, mic preamps, computer plugins, right? This device adds the weight, intensity, and energy that is lacking in every single producer's recording process. Quote me on that. Because once they finally hear it for themselves, all that doubt, all that skepticism fades away, and they begin to realize, I need to integrate this into my recording process. Why is it called Zulu? Well, I'm also a child of the 80s. So back when I was a kid, there was a mini series that came on TV with Henry Basile called Shaka Zulu, right? And it just had everybody in the chokehold. And I remember how Shaka Zulu was a bad man. And so when I thought about how like homie would just come into the situation and everything would shift, like the atmospheric pressure in the room would shift when Shaka Zulu would enter it, because he was just that powerful. That's how I related to the sound of analog tape. Like once you hear what tape can do to your music, you never forget it. You never want to walk back from it. You never want to ignore it. You seek it out. It's like the first time you have like the best slice of cake in your life. You just never forget it. And so I invented it, got an investor, got it into prototype in 2015. So we've been in business for 10 years now, right? And we put it out, let it get field tested by people in the industry who had used analog tape before, that knew the sound of it, right? And eventually in 2017, we launched commercially with Zulu, and it just took the business by storm. Like, I mean, it was crazy for me, right? Like within months, which is never my goal, within months, people were comparing my technology, some kid from the hood in New York State, right, to like Rupert Neve's technology. And I just wanted people just to try my shit out and see if they liked it or not. It was never about I'm coming for your neck or I don't respect you or anything like that. But I did come from the attitude of hip hop and the b-boy mindset, which is that we're competitive, right? So like my thing is like, yo, I don't hate you, but at the same time, when we're out there on the track, leave it on the track.
Yeah.
When it's on wax, it's on, right? So my thing was, all right, I just want to make sure that it not only sounds good, but it behaves like it. Because a lot of these simulators, they can't take volume, right? And if you look at like the way Ski works, Danger Mouse, RZA, Premiere, all of these people, they have a thing with gain staging that's really vital to their sound. And when you take that aspect and technique away, the sound changes, right? And so that's why these producers, like, you know, Ski has this great story about somebody just flat out telling him they could have risked their career doing this, that like your sound is not the way it used to be. And that's when he went and revised his workflow and his approach and got back the energy that he had been missing from his productions. And that's like what I wanted to offer the community and the culture with Zulu, was a tape machine simulator that not only is going to be authentic to the sound, but also be accessible. So when you've tried it out online, the thing about it is, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like when you was online at Guitar Center. So when you tried it out, it just flows, right? It just it immerses you in the mindset of, well, this is kind of like how I work on the beat machine. I start at the top, I make choices, and I work my way down to the pads, and then I deliver the results, right? And that comes from being informed by a user and participant in the culture, right? I'm been in hip hop music since I was, a child, but then I got into it professionally when I was 16. I'm 48 years old now. So like I've been engineering records since I was 16 and I'm 48 years old now. So like when I look at gear, I look at it like y'all. I look at it like a professional. I look at it like a person who definitely is a veteran and somewhat of an expert on this stuff. And I want to give you the best user experience you can, but also from the framework of it has to complement our music and it has to complement our attitudes and also encourage it. Because a lot of gear right now, no offense to nobody, it discourages us from operating in the way we normally do. Everything is turn your shit down, back off on this, don't go this far, blah, 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 blah. And then like I put in the one post on the forum, and yet when you go look at a Fender guitar amplifier, nobody's like, turn your amp down, right? Nobody's like, you can't do that. It don't sound good. Nope. They're like, that's rock and roll. That's what it is, right? And I'm like, that same reverence and that same respect needs to be shown towards hip hop music, right? This is an art form and a commercial art form at that is well over 50 years old. I don't mean like small money, 16.6 billion dollars in 2023 was generated by hip hop. 35% of all social media utilizes hip hop music. It's one of the most widely listened to musical styles by teenagers in the United States. It is a vital part of the music industry's backbone. And no other genre has lasted this long at the level that hip hop is at, right? Most of the genres are like 15, 20 years tops before they're out. Jazz, no. Rock, no. Country, no. Hip hop, yes. A solid straight 50-year run, non-stop. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And so I'm like, it doesn't make sense to let the sound die while the art form continues to grow. Plus, if you travel like I have, people want the shit we used to do back. Go to Japan, see what they want. Go to Europe, see what they want. It's only here where they're like, no, everybody got to sound like they're from this one place in America. Your stuff got to be cheesy sounding, and it's got to be light in the ass. Whereas if you go to Germany, you're going to hear boom bap. You're going to hear heavy 808s. You're going to hear hard music that sounds like it's supposed to. And then you go to their studios and we look like children compared to them because they out there buying real gear, buying real equipment, using real techniques, doing things the slow way, like smoking ribs, right? And we over here like, boom, 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 boom. We got to get out 50 tracks a day. Otherwise we're not competitive, right? Yeah. And you and I both know Grandma Ma took her time with that sweet tater pie, didn't she? She got all the strings out of it. Hey, she made sure it was cooked all the way through. It had that nice little custard right before it hit the crust. That takes time. Yeah. And so that's why I'm really big on just like making sure that like, not only am I trying to show respect to the people that came before me by including them in this journey, like people like Hank Shock Lee, Fourth Disciple from Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I mean? Like anybody and everybody that I can get my hands on, EA Ski, Young Guru, and show them love and show them their flowers, but also to give y'all the format that if you really want to make music at this level, here be the tools that'll help you accomplish that, but you got to work for it, right? So that's in a long, blown out way. The reason why I made Zulu is because there's no actual device that does what this does at all. None. And the reason for it to exist is far stronger than the reason for it not to. So that's why it's here. That's why it's on sale. That's why we're successful on reverb.com. That's why we've been featured so many times. And that's why so many people have adopted this format. You know what I mean? Like, listen to the radio. You probably listening to our stuff, man. And I'm just humbled by the experience. I'm humbled that our stuff is used not only in the music industry, but also in cinema, also in television, also in radio. And that all comes from like how beautiful hip hop is. It's more than just rappers and beats. It's also scientists and doctors and lawyers. Like this culture has spawned entire generations of genius. And so this is just my way of giving back to it. And I can't thank y'all enough for supporting me throughout the years, man. I mean, you already know business itself is hard, but then to be a Black owned business and to be in business for 10 years, let alone 2, right? and then to be on the next chapter of our existence, to go from desktop to 500 series and eventually to rack mount, and then to move on into other avenues. Like all of these things would not be possible without this community and this culture. So I can't thank y'all enough. And for those people that are in the chat that have purchased my gear, I love y'all. Y'all are like my family. You know, you can call me whenever you want, and I'll try to answer the phone. And for those of you that are looking for new equipment, man, like some of the shit that you're chasing after is probably the last thing you should be buying. Not because you shouldn't get it, but it's kind of like buying all the ingredients to make fried chicken, but you ain't got no bird in the house. Like, you got to get the chicken first, bro. You better go pick that damn chicken.
Plenty grease and flour and plenty grease and flour and seasoning, but no bird. Yeah.
No bird. You got to get the chicken
bird.
first, bro. Pick that bird out, then get the rest of the stuff. And that's where Zulu goes.
Yeah.
Is this first? Like, get that first. I've done entire albums that have done incredibly well with just a Zulu and a laptop and an interface, and that's it. No extra stuff. That's how powerful that device is. Just stock plugins and Zulu and my imagination. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, that's just to answer your question. That's why it exists, is because it's a cheat code. It unlocks a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, no matter what level they're at.
Yeah. I'll say for literally since Monday to today, I've been doing like a lot of drum design and like getting my drums and stuff tight. And I've been running my snares and my kicks through that Zulu, and it's taking it from like here to here. Or what have you. Like it give me that, it's giving me that smack, and I'm like, I haven't even ran it back through my MP. Like all I did was just do my ya. I was like, now when I run that back through here or through that ASR, it's gonna be crazy. But like but I've been looking for like that tape sound to run my drums through, to give it that crisp, because I always be chopping up like break beats and like, making layers and stuff out of it or whatever. So I've always wanted a tape machine to run that back through the MP. Because I'm just big on like just making them sounds like just stand out and be distinctive, like where it's just cracking you like right in your face. And I say like this week, from using that thing that we talked about, it's been smooth,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of the techniques that we usually do and it enhances them, right? Like I mean, what other device do you have where you can just turn the volume up on something? And that's a technique, right? That's analog tape. You know what I mean? Like, Jay Leno is asking me what pairs good with the Zulus. I mean, shit, man, you can't go wrong with either a pair of mic pre's, or if you have mic pre's already, EQ. Like, I mean, when I was a kid in Jersey, all we had was our console. We didn't have bus compression. None of this fancy stuff y'all have now, right? All we had was faders, EQ, and tape. And that is the sound of so many classic records from our genre, right? Like if you're listening to like Into the Wu-Tang, or, you know what I'm saying, Come Clean, J. Rue the Damager, Nas. These were like records that were professionally mixed, yes. But a good chunk of that sound is just a recording method. And a lot of that is just EQing on the way in. Like we used to always EQ to tape because we were trying to beat the noise floor of tape, but also it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of sauce on the way in, because once it's baked into the record, it's not going to go away, right? If you've worked in digital, you know that communicating something through trying to compress it in post in the computer is difficult, because you're fighting a lot of like the rules of digital to make it develop a sound. Whereas like you can just do something in analog right when you like, if you have like a guitar pedal and a keyboard, once you just turn the distortion on the pedal, it changes the sound of the keys forever.
Yeah.
And it's there, right? And it changes the way you play those keys. It changes the way you feel about the record. It changes the next step you make. And that's kind of like a vital aspect of record production, is having your sounds at your fingertips, not playing a pattern and building sounds, picking sounds to make the pattern sound good, right? A great example I give is that, like, and this isn't related to Zulu, this is related to how we used to work, is that, a lot of producers only have like 5 to 6 snares. and that they ever use, right? Like if you listen to Dr. Dre, I love Dr. Dre's music, and there's no buts there. But I also know that he doesn't have like 70,000 different snares he goes to. He's like, oh, you want some crack? I get this SB1200 that I ran through this with the 4K compressor doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's just that snare sound. And you know what?
Yeah.
We've heard that snare 50 times on 50 different tracks, but we don't care because it goes.
Yeah.
And that's something for y'all to think about, is that even though you buy all these sample CDs and you get all of these loops and everything else, you have to understand that there's only a few things in there that you actually probably will pick. But the idea is to collect those things together so that when it's time for you to make a track, you start with those dope ass sounds so you can move on to the next thing very quickly, right?
Yep.
That's why, like, for example, King, like you're sampling break beats because the sounds are there already, right? Like those breaks, you know, like it just makes you think of stuff like, oh, I could take this loop or I could play this chord over it, right? That's the whole point. I'm trying to give inspiration a place to live again in the production process. And I think this device helps that immensely. And so that's why I pitch it as heavy as I do. And that's why, like, even though people say, well, the plugins could do the same thing, bro.
Not
for nothing. But like, bro, like, I've lived a really long time and I've seen every friggin' evolution of like, because I think it has more to do with the emulation side of plugins than it does with like tools that just help you have better results plugins, right? There's a difference. They've been saying that plugins will replace analog gear in the next 5 years for 30 years.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. They've been like, oh, you know, well, in 5 years, there ain't gonna even be no more hardware, right? Ain't even gonna be no more analog gear. You know, plugins are getting so close you can't tell them apart. And I'm like, and I'm over here looking at it, and I'm like, wow, like analog plugins are $1 billion industry, but then so is Sweetwater.
Yeah.
So somebody's buying that gear.
Hey, and it's crazy you say that because I'm finna be 32 this month. And when I was going to Guitar Center when I was 15, that's when Reason 4 was doing what it's doing, Logic was doing what it's doing, Pro Tools had changed their whole look. And I'll never forget the cat that was in there. He was like, yeah, man. Because, you know, at that time, Guitar Center, they had $4,000 and $5,000 keyboards everywhere and all that shit. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, in the next 2 years, all this shit gonna be replaced, man. Everything gonna be on the computer. And I asked myself, but is it gonna sound good? And I was saying that, you talking about 16 years ago. And yeah, nah. Sound is night and day, man.
Matter of fact, the keyboards that was out back then are in demand now. Make that shit make sense, right?
Listen, I got a whole rack right here full of stuff. And I tell people all the time, bro, the sound and the texture and the timbre that comes out of these keyboards will dog walk this computer like it's nothing. Like it's nothing.
Give me a motif rack. Just a regular degular drum machine, right? Like I started out when I was a kid, I started out with a TR-505.
Oh.
And I used to get busy with the TR-505. Okay, that and an 8-second Gemini sampler. That's all I needed. And I could make beat tapes all day with the little cheesy TR-505.
Sounds, yeah.
Like, right? But I could slow that down. I could take that and sample it and pitch it down and layer that on top of stuff and make new sounds. The clap was cheesy, but you just had to know how to work with what you had. And now people collect these things like, oh, the highly prized Motif 6, limited edition, all keys are intact. You know what I'm saying? Fully expanded JV 1080.
I got expanded JV too. 1080.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the E pianos on that shit is monstrous. Before Nord, we had Roland, right? Way before Nord came out, Nord was for people that had bread. Roland, if you got you a 1080, you was straight. Like you could do a lot. I did entire LPs with a 1080 and an MC50 MK2. That's it.
Hey man, every time I turn this 1080 on, I be like, I hear Teddy Riley, I hear all that Keith Sweat, I hear all that stuff with them electric, like you say, them electric pianos and them acoustic guitars. I'm like, oh yeah, all the 90s literally sitting right here on this in this rack,
And if
man.
you hit the demo button, you can hear some of the Rough Riders albums. No, I'm kidding.
I'm done. I'm done.
Listen, I'm friends with Mike Shot Gomez from Rough Riders, who produced Slippin' for DMX. I could talk this shit because the whole world knows it. Okay, like, listen, it's still sampling, right? Like, if you hit the demo button on the Gen 80 or the 5080, you hit and then all you do is say, here we go.
I'm not. But yeah, man. But like you saying, it's the reason why the original 808 machine is like going for like 10 grand online in perfect condition. So
shit, there's people still buying Nikos. Remember those?
man, my man was just telling me the Guitar Center in Atlanta over off North Druid Hills, they got one in there for like $1,000 or something like that.
And he who shall not be named was behind that too.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something funny?
What's up?
You want to get real messy right quick?
What's up?
What modern day keyboard looks like that? What modern and it's made by a company we've been talking about. Smaller, way smaller.
You mean the Akai Jones?
The 37, don't the 37 look like that?
Oh hell yeah.
Run just like it with the interface and all of that good stuff. All that good.
It's got the toaster oven expansion in the back and everything. You make a grilled cheese and a shitty beat right on it.
Yep. But is that not the same machine?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I remember the first time I saw the Nico, and my boy was like, yeah, I'm getting one. And I was like, what is different about this versus like your Windows computer? Because like, I mean, the shit ran Windows, right?
Yeah,
so
Windows.
And I have an IT background, so I'm over here like, this is just a computer with a keyboard on it, right? And then like, I remember I walked in the studio one day. He's like, yo, man, I gotta show you these tracks I made. So I came in and like the damn screensaver.
Yeah, the Windows shit was bouncing around. Yeah.
I was like, this is how much money?
What it was like six? What it was like,
bro,
6,000-7,000 when it first came
out? Right. The grilled cheese expansion pack is for the culture. That's right intricate. Cause I'm telling you, I seen that junk. I was like, yo, they should have. What did Rick James say on Dave Chappelle? They should have never gave you money. Cause we don't know what to spend our money on. It's almost like we get bored. It's like, I got every keyboard in the world. Let me go buy some bullshit. And then, you know, but I mean, but the sad part is that those machines were made better than what they serve up to people now. Right. Yeah. And because the audience has less influence on what happens in marketing, and they have less, it's like a closed loop where like they just talk. A lot of gear companies just talk to themselves now about what to produce. They don't actually talk to people. Right. And I'm constantly, you know, a lot of people's like, oh, you know, you need to expand your network and get out there and try to get an agency to interface with your customers. And I'm like, but y'all are the feedback that influences the next movement. So like, this is how a company that is, you know, I mean, you have to remember too, a lot of these businesses are part of somebody else's portfolio now. But because they're not actually at like that fundamental level of interfacing with the customers the way that they used to, they produce like that. So like, there's no like, what do y'all want aspect of making stuff, right? There's no, what type of gear do you need to see? What features would you really enjoy, right? Because that's missing. That's why you're not going to get the beat machine you're looking for out of some of these businesses, unfortunately. And I don't mean that like in a mean, conceited, nebulous way. I'm just saying that for us to have the buying power that we do, and for us to have that financial footprint in our industry, as far as like what we purchase, right? You would think that somebody that's basically serving you would at some point be like, if you have any feedback, you know what I'm saying? We'd love to hear it. Like, what do you think of these new pads? We're trying a new neoprene rubber out. Or, you know, how's the responsiveness of this controller versus that? We've seen a lot of people complain about it in our forums, and we'd like to do some, you know what I mean? Like, I've done more surveys for deodorant than I have for a beat machine, right? And I mean that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just be cruising the internet, like, would you like to take a survey for sure deodorant? I'm like, how come nobody wants to do any market research for music equipment anymore, right? So when these people in the chat are talking about I'm responsive, that's because I'm just literally just like, I'm soaking in who they are. I'm learning them. I'm making new buddies on the internet and all of that. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to be middle-aged. And you get to a certain point where it feels lonely. You know what I'm saying? Well, like you don't have people to connect with. But I also am listening to like how they use their music. I'm also listening to how they use their music equipment and what their goals are, because that informs me as far as aha. I'm like the old man in Coming to America. Aha, right? I'm like, oh, they need a DI box. I got one better than this one for you. You know, like that's why I released a pair of DI boxes, not just for guitar players and bassists, but also for people to make beats, right? I did that too. I got into microphones because, you know, there was a period of time, even though people don't like to talk about it, where like there was zero respect for hip hop from the vocal aspect of it. They said rappers just grab their dicks and spit in front of microphones. They don't give a fuck what they have in front of them. So these companies did not cater, right? Like this day and age where you see rappers' faces next to microphones. No, never, right? And so now we're able to have a feedback conversation about, well, how do you record hip hop music? And so that's why I got into equipment, is because of that. And now we live in a different day and age, except that the tools that are used to make the music of hip hop music, they seem to be kind of lacking that aspect of it. And I'm like, yo, like I tell people this shit all the time, right? The first sampling workstation was made for guitar players to have drum backing tracks. The 60 was not made for DJs and people that played turntables and people that rapped. It was made for guitar players to have a backing track, right? And yet we saw the potential for it, took it, adapted it, and as KRS-One says, flipped it, reversed it, and made it into something doper than what it originally was. And then these cats built a fucking empire off that shit. And then they don't even want to talk to the natives on the reservation about how we celebrate our gods and our music, but they still want us to show up as customers. Make that shit make sense. So that's why I say demand more of your gear companies. Always. Demand more of me. That's what I'm here for. Demand more of you. If you have a platform and you have a voice, demand things of these people. Don't just give them your money blindly and hope for the best. That's cult-like behavior. And I don't do cults. You know what I'm saying? I do logical, open-minded, clear things from the spirit and the heart that, you know what I'm saying? Because there's only one person I answer to, right? And yet we like let these companies twist us and turn us upside down and around all which way, every which way except loose. And I'm like, but it's still your money, dog. Like you have a choice. You don't got to go to this gas station if they disrespect your woman. Go somewhere else and get your gasoline. The same thing is true with your music creation equipment. If they're not hearing what you got to fucking say, take your money elsewhere. Seriously. Or like a lot of people do, get on the internet and go to the past, right? Ain't that some shit? We'd rather buy used gear from when y'all was really real motherfuckers than right now.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit, right? Ain't that some shit? They'd rather buy from old you than new you.
Damn.
Sorry. But
yeah.
I mean, hey, right? Like, I mean, are we kidding ourselves or what? Like, right? Like, I'm not, if I had the bread, I'm buying an MPC 60. I'm not going to go. I actually tried to fuck around and go and try to buy like a new joint. And I was sitting there looking at it. And then, you know, because I'm a professional electrical engineer now, right? I can't help myself. I'm like service manual for Beat Machine fuckery version 1, right? And then go pull up the thing and it's like this shit runs on a battery size power supply. And I remember picking up the MPC 60 and it was like being at the gym.
Yeah.
Right? It was heavy. It plugged into the goddamn wall. It had a power transformer or some kind of supply inside there, and the motherfucker could like blow your speakers.
Yeah.
And now it's like some dude is beatbox. Like that's, I'm like, how did we go from some shit that like used to make your whole car vibrate and rattle without even an 808 in sight. No offense to anybody who uses them, but like you didn't need 808s in the 90s to get the trunk rattling. You didn't, because the MPC was the 1200 was like, sorry.
Yeah.
So how do you have that as like, you know what I mean? Like Fender could never do that. They'd lose their customer base.
Yeah.
And I say that with all respect. Like Fender knows, like if it ain't no tubes in this motherfucker and a pair of big speakers with a transformer power in the shit, we're not going to sell no guitar amps this year.
Yeah.
Right? Why is that not translated into other genres? Right? And that's what everybody is saying. Even if, people worried about, oh, you say that, you're gonna upset people. It's like people need to get upset about the fact that you'd invested thousands and thousands of dollars into your rig and you still like, damn, shit is still missing. What the fuck is wrong now? Right? The cake done fell in the oven, man. God damn, again.
Yeah. But
can't make no good pound cake. Yep.
I tell you this, and then we can get back to playing some
Yes, sir.
records. But the thing is, the reason how they get away with it is because the people who they are selling to now don't know. They don't have these older machines. So you can sell shit to a motherfucker that don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get a motherfucker that know and you trying to tell them, then they start throwing up all that cognitive dissonance shit with you. And then that's when I'm like, you know what, bro? You keep it pimping. I'm gonna keep it pimping. And just keep it moving. But you know
You
what
could
I'm saying?
drive your Teslas all you want. If you ain't ever sat behind the wheel of a Mustang 5.0, I feel bad for you.
This guy here.
1969 Stingray. Come on now.
This guy here.
And Edsel, like, dude, the shittiest old car beat the pants off of most new cars, right? And people that know their car, especially y'all brothers from down south, y'all know how the car game go. You could talk all the shit you want on the internet. Muscle cars actually kick a lot of ass. And because you find out the hard way, you thought you had some old fuel efficient, SVX, RVX, the VTEC, then granddad pull up with that 1969 Cadillac, a Cadillac with the fucking scrapers on the side to beat your ass in the drag race. Like, this shit's crazy. But that's what it is. Power is power, bro. And you got to just know what you got to know. The new Mustang's not the same thing. I drove that new edition Camaro once. I was like, this shit feels like a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't the Camaro my neighbor next door. He's Italian, looked like Rocky from the movie. And he had a real black Camaro, man. That motherfucker used to leave damn cracks in the ground. All that torque. In first gear, forget it. So, all right. Let's see what's cracking though. I'm good.
All right, let's see.
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
If y'all want to support my brand, I got the easiest website in the world to remember if you're trying to buy Zulus. Because my website, my quick link to buy Zulus from me is buyzulus.com. Straight to the point. Buyzulus.com is all you got to do. It does the rest for you. And that's all I got to say about that. Tape Gang, what's up? Good luck. Shout out to all of my supporters. I see y'all in the chat. And again, I'm sure we'll catch up. And for those people that have been submitting the beats, I got to say, I'm humbled because, I've been on a couple of these review panels before for beats. And sometimes, you got to like give out the participation trophies and all of that. Don't nobody need one tonight. Knock on wood, but don't nobody need no participation trophies. Y'all are great at what you do. And for you to be young and hungry, or even if you're older and you have this level of skill, just because you're not a millionaire and you're not like Ryan Leslie or something like that, doesn't mean you're not great at what you do. That is a false impression of how good you are at what you do. A lot of people don't live to see fame, but that doesn't mean they don't become great in their own legacy. And sometimes we got to remember it's not about right now, right? I was just telling Ski today, there's a quote online about the success ratio of famous artists, right? Pablo Picasso had a success ratio. Watch this. 1 in 100 is 1%, right? Picasso was 0.8% successful. That means this man did 1,000 paintings and 8 of those motherfuckers got picked. So you got to keep working. You got to keep pushing. but at the same time, people are watching you, they're listening, and it is worth it. So never give up on your dream, never give up on your prospects. And remember, this is more than just money. This is our culture, and we need to invest into it and to pour into it. So I salute all of y'all that are still doing this, because without this, I don't know what we'd be doing except robbing, killing, and stealing. So, because that's what hip hop saved a lot of us from. So, me too.
Facts. My man tell me all the time, he was like, hey, bro, you got to be right one time. Just
That's
one
right.
time. He's like, you can fuck up every day. He was like, but it just take one time to be right.
Yes, sir.
Change your whole life. Change your whole life. But shit, let's get back to it. You said you're going to stick around for a while.
Yeah. You ain't getting rid of me. I'm in here. What you could you kick me out. I'll be back like the like homeboy with the I'll show up in the chat like this.
He said, "Cuz showed up at the football game."
How you do that there? How you do that there?
All right, next up we got TLR Sounds. This track is called Angels versus Bad Demon.
Finna keep playing. Tired of hearing people saying that this and that, none of that when I see them. On the Instagram getting high, Facebook going live, recording niggas doing crime, and then post it online. Y'all the one testifying, getting real niggas time. All that real nigga talking, bunch of fake niggas trying. Going that way with it, hey. Going that way with it, hey. Going that way with it, hey. Fuck away from me with it. NCSC. Streets waiting on me. So much content for a mixtape, I could drop all week. Hey, look, still up, y'all sleep. Yeah, beast, all beats. Reason, nigga don't fuck with me, cause I don't do shit free. All these homeboy clubs, but ain't no homeboy love. You wanna pay them, but don't wanna pay me. Now what the fuck is niggas thinking of? Ain't no subliminal shots, blood. You already know how I rock, cuz. You know it ain't too many outcomes. You come after this if you start something. I'm the one that really did it. I'm the one that really done it. Yeah, did it, done it, went to prison for it. Yeah, enough said about the shit I done. Bad for it, yeah. Back to the fuck nigga fuckery. Cause everything ain't what it seemed to be. 2 out of 10 I pretend to be. And that's being nice. Look at me. Ease up just a little too much pressure. They only doing what they let them. Don't know no better. And they ain't keep trying to tell them. I did my best trying to help them. They won't deal when I fail. Fuck them.
All right, what you thinking? I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, man, RIP DJ Screw. Because like this kind of feel like that Chop the Screw vibe. It's a little bit more for those who are inebriated.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Listen, I'm Christian, right? But like I've visited some places in my life that are of ill repute. So like I feel like this would actually be kind of like dope in a strip club, if I'm being completely honest. Like I could see how like the offbeat thing, which is totally on purpose and like done on purpose, could throw you a little bit, but I also see how it could work if it was just executed a little differently, right? But it's definitely off only in one spot in that phrase, right? Like, so like it, because it plays through perfectly one pass and then it goes like it's almost like it's flamming. So like if that producer can just add a little element there to kind of cover that jump, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more, I don't mind the fact that it goes slightly off there. I've never been a person that's like everything has to be 4 on the floor. And it's just when you take a risk like that, you got to nail that shit. Otherwise, it just sounds like a mistake. So it's like I'm halfway this, halfway that on that piece. But other than that, I actually dig the track, except for like that one part. Like, because like it kind of, I'm trying to like, my brain is trying to force itself to like, you know, follow it and ignore the skip, right? But one of the other things I realized too is that it's hard to follow the verse because of the skip. Because I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am in the verse.
Yeah.
Because like I like the rapper's voice. What they're saying is fine. It's just like I said, that piece of the production value is like the only little tweak I would mess with is like if there's a sound or a little bit of a pattern. Other than that, I mean, you know, you could mix it differently all you want, but like that piece in and of itself is like kind of like the one part where it rubs the most for me. But outside of that, like I mean, like I said, I fucks with it, and I think that there's a place for music like this. Like I said, if a person was half naked dancing on a pole with this playing in the background, it would totally fit. And like that's a culture. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I have to kind of be sensitive to that too when I'm evaluating things. I can't say everything got to sound like a New York track or a California track or ATL track. But in this particular section, I feel like if this was done a little bit more tighter, it could fit into Magic City or something like that for like that slow shower. You know, the part where the girl sprayed the mustard on herself and get some pancake syrup and
I'm done. I'm done.
Some deodorant, you know what I mean? She's painting, you know, like
some Astroglide.
some ranch dressing is getting put places that don't belong. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, like I think sometimes when we judge other people's music, we have to put it in the context of what it was meant to be delivered, right? And so that's why I don't like American Idol, because everything is just out of context. It's like auditioning for your life, versus like this. Like I said, like I've been to strip clubs before. I've heard plenty of this. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I just feel like that one little piece is what's really like kind of pulling it.
Yeah.
And so like somebody less open-minded than me might be like, oh, something's wrong. You get what I'm saying? Just like when you watch Pulp Fiction, it's out of order. The movie has to be just right, or we just dial out of Pulp Fiction, right? So like, you know, shout out to Quentin Tarantino and his love for the nigga word, but and Hawaiian shirts and makeup. But the whole point is that when you take risks, you have to nail it, or the audience gets that you fucked up. Yeah. That's just the way they're gonna take it. I don't think you fucked up. I just think you gotta like tweak it a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. Nah, I'm a strip club enthusiast. Like I'm always there, and I'm always in the back. I'm always in the back high as hell. So
Lord,
like,
play for this lost brother. So lead him out of the wilderness. Back to.
So I get it. Like it just like you say, like the throw and the skip just need to be cleaner because it give you like that.
A strip club enthusiast.
Man,
like he has a booklet with ratings like Yelp. Except it says script on. He's on the Scripper app.
Look, man, look. When this over with tonight, I might go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. ChatGPT, name the best strip clubs in Atlanta with 2 for $1 hot.
Hey.
Actually, the best strip clubs are in Bankhead. No, I'm kidding. All right, anyways.
Blue Flame. That's a classic.
I don't know what you're talking about. Blue Flame. Where?
That's a classic. That's a classic, man. You called Bankhead out, so you already knew.
Listen, this is how crazy the Atlanta area is. I just made that shit up and it happened to be true. That's just the black DNA. We got that natural radar for booty. So it's just
I'm done.
That's why we wound up in Europe. He's like, y'all got ass in Italy? Anyways.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Back to the man track, man. Back to the man track.
Yeah.
But nah, it got a bop. Like you say, it just need to be perfected or what have you.
Yeah.
I might pitch the vocals down a little bit to go with that screw type feel or what have you. But nah, it just
Dr. Indy, dude, what the fuck? I'm keeping all my goddamn clothes on. If you have from the strip club for really from an Atlanta strip club, you didn't even name one. He just said anyone will do. It could be a strip club that's got a gas station and a car wash. It don't matter. We gonna be there, right? They got good chicken. That's what we all tell our wives. But they got good chicken. Like you don't make the same chicken they do at the strip club.
They do. They do.
They double fried at the Flame.
They do.
They use sesame. They do the Korean style fried chicken at the Flame.
I'm done, man. Y'all
sesame ginger.
Y'all drop a 5 emojis chat for TR Earl in the chat, man.
Lord, I reckon you try working on music for 32 years and be sane, okay? Like
This man is a fool. This man is a fool.
How you think I got this far? You got to be a little crazy, like Seal said. Dealing with y'all for 32 years.
Ah,
Had a man come in with his bus driver vest on, talking about I'm trying to make an album. Okay,
I'm done.
and he kept it on while he rapped. Then he got back on the damn school bus and left.
All right, next we got K-Fuck, man. We loaded up K-Fuck, man.
Thai chili.
His first track is called Do Better. Y'all pray for this man.
Exactly, do better. Hey.
Hey, man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for him. What you thinking?
I actually, my favorite part of the track is two things. I like the clipped drums, number one, right? That's a sound, right? That they have like a clipped kick drum. So it almost feels like the track is mixed a little too loud on the drum side, but it bops, right? Mm-hmm. And then that I like the fact that they have the drop in the record, so that like there's a busy part and then it collapses and then it's just the vibe in the air. Mm-hmm. But then that Space Invaders centipede sound effect, that right? Mm-hmm. What that makes me think of is like, even though this is physically impossible, driving like down 95 without any traffic. No, in all seriousness, it just feels like a late night drive. Mm-hmm. And it gives me like that Night Rider vibe. And so I could see that. You know, if it wasn't for the drums, I would be a little bit more harsh in my critique about sound selection as far as the piano. Mm-hmm. But because the drums are so worked on, and you know what I'm saying, like you forgive it and you don't pay attention to it as much. But like I'm a big sound whore, so like when I hear like certain piano sounds that feel a little bit overused, is if you don't adorn them with other things to kind of, you know, put them in the pocket, then immediately sticks out as like you didn't, you know, pick a good sound. But in this particular case, the piano happens to fit the track pretty well. And so, yeah, I give it a thumbs up for sure.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Facts. The drum, for me, like you said, like the drum work really what drew me in or what have you, because I was like, oh yeah, I could tell he took some time, like he painted that motherfucker. For sure. Nah, good one, K-Funk. Good one. I'm playing your next one. It's called Gratitude.
Excuse me, Playboy. All right, check this out.
Oh, yeah. Conspiracy Trap.
Hey, man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for K-Funk, man. What you thinking?
Definitely West Coast vibes. This musically is, I like it a lot, right? Some of the sounds I'm a lot more familiar with than others, but I do feel like they could work a little bit more on making the drums more solid. Like this felt more like this, like, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm cut off on the screen, but it felt more like this.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the middle, like the claps especially, I felt like if I had to, I guess what we call like the bongo region of a snare drum, so basically like that 400 to 2K region, kind of felt like suppressed a little bit. And so because it's all synth and because it's all got that bounce to it, the middle has to like it has to hit a little bit harder. And that's just simple tweaks. You know what I'm saying? But that would just make the track hit harder. Other than that, though, I liked it. And you know, I'm a big fan of like that G-funk shit. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's why I'm so critical of things like if you're gonna rely heavily on synths and have no guitar, because I know that's something you probably would say, or right, like if you're not gonna have the ornamentation and like that rhythm section has got to be on point.
Got the hit.
You got to if you're gonna be doing this, then it has to be doing that in the beat. And if it's not, then we can only imagine it so much for you, right? But other than that, though, I like the track a lot. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And yeah, and that could just be a mix. Correct, momentum music. It could just be a mix issue, but that just means all you got to do is just play around with it a little bit more, and you good. Get that rapper on there. You know what I'm saying? Like get WC or you know what I'm saying? Get Snoop. Snoop will eat that shit up. So will Cube. Cube will burn that shit to the ground.
Yeah.
Good track.
In fact,
Overall, for sure.
I'm gonna play his last one. It's called Mr. Groove.
Excuse me, Playboy. All right, check this out.
Oh, yeah.
Conspiracy track.
And it goes a little something like this.
All right, Rainmaker. Appreciate you, bro.
And it goes a little something like this.
I fuck with the mellowness. I like the groove, like the color of the color of the chords and shit like that. It's a nice swing or whatever. I would love to hear what it sound like with a song, or like where would it go? You know, once some vocals and lyrics and stuff get rolling.
It kind of like it stayed on 1 and 2 and it needed a 3. That's the only thing I would say as a follow up. Like it kind of kept going, and I'm like, my brain at least is like, okay, this section needs to come to make it all make sense, and it kind of didn't resolve yet. So other than that, though, and that could again just be an arrangement issue. But other than that, I like the track. Now, see, this is the thing. Those drums felt like what the drums should have been on the track before it. Like that, those drums were more solid. Not the sounds. I'm saying like how solid they were. That's what we mean by like the mix can change the whole way people perceive a record.
Gotcha.
Right? The song just has to be great and nobody cares is bullshit. Like the way you mix a record could change what people get out of the song. So
Of course.
that's why this track right here, like the drums is like, I mean, I don't got nothing to say about the drums. You notice that? Because like they're where they need to be at. You feel me?
They were smacking. They were smacking from the dribble. Or what have you. But hey, man, everybody that's in the chat, man, y'all drop a fire emoji for my man K Funk, man. I appreciate you, Doc. All right, next we got my man Intricate. The first track I'm gonna play is called All the Smoke. Let's do it, bro. What you thinking?
That last section was where it needed to be at. Like that, like everything that led up to it was like a great build up, like a good setup to go to. And then like I finally felt like that last section was actually the verse. Like that, like where it like got stripped down. And then like it was like that was, yeah, that's where it needed to be. It was a little hard to hear it.
Yeah,
Because
I don't think it's
yeah,
mixed. Yeah.
right. But other than that, the only other feedback I have with sparse production, because Dr. Dre is like a great example of sparse production, is every individual sound has to be fine-tuned and picked. Otherwise, it exposes everything you didn't do about that sound or that you didn't select about it. It's just like an acapella. If you listen to an acapella, you can hear every mouth noise, every fart in the background, everything if you didn't clean it up, right? So when we look at our music, when we strip it naked and bare, it's a great exercise in did I pick the right sounds for this? Other than that, though, you know what I mean? Like I dug it. You know what I'm saying? Once it got to that last part, which means maybe coming a little quicker, right? Or lead with that,
Lead with
right?
it.
Right. Other than because I love that last section, like that climb, that was like that's where it was at. So you're seeing these, right? You're not seeing the other one. You're seeing these. So don't be jumping off no bridges. You're good. You just gotta, you know, slap ozone on that shit when you want people to listen to it. Just so we don't have to, you know, try to like listen too hard. Because you made me think I was having like hearing loss. I'm like, huh? Like,
Nah.
nah.
Now y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for my man Intricate.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna play his next one. This is actually Intricate and Dr. Indy. They collabed on this. So
All right.
I'm gonna play this one.
All right.
You know what I would say that track is missing? Like you said earlier. Cause like the chords, the color, the bass, all that smooth. I would just probably add like snares that like crack the mix and like a kick that like punches me in the face. Like Dre style of drums, really. If you really want to be honest, like that clapping, that slap that's kind of throw and that kick that's in your face. That should probably bring like a little more energy to it because the color of the chords and the key that is in is smooth. It's just like it's just missing that smack that'll go across your face. And then I
Yeah.
think it'll be like, ugh.
I mean, somebody had a great reference to Jelly Roll, somebody like that. You know, we have to remember that there's more than just the typical artist that we think of when it comes to these type of tracks and these type of instrumentals.
True.
Dr. Indy definitely has like a cinematic scorer's ear to a degree. So there's always a picture being painted with the beat that he's putting together. And the collab kind of exposes that even this week. Like the last time I was in the chat, I was saying the same things, like TV show stuff, things like that. So like one of the common tricks with modern scores like Hans Zimmer, you know, all these people is actually changing the drums in the middle, you know, like the totally different drums. So like you could layer, but also you could just switch the kit. And because of the type of music it is, it's not, hip hop is a little bit less forgiving of that, where like, hey, you changed it. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, depending on the song that it is, if we have different drums for the chorus versus the verse, we don't seem to care as much about that. You know what I'm saying? And this particular record lends itself more to like a genre bending approach, at least in my first blush on it, right? But I like the track. You know what I'm saying? I love the guitars. The guitars were beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? And that rhythm section, you know, the plucking, the intimacy of it. You know what I mean? There could be a lot of things that go along with this music. So I definitely liked it a lot. Just maybe a little bit more arranging. That's about it.
Gotcha. Hey,
Great
man,
work, fellas.
Yeah, man. For everybody that's in the chat, man, if you haven't, man, drop a fire emoji for Dr. Indy and my man Intricate, man. Good work, y'all. Good work. All right, next we got, hold on. We got my man Ryman McClain, man. This song is called The Ghetto Final. Hey, man, y'all drop a fire emoji in the chat for him. Appreciate that, Sauce Money. Appreciate that, Kanking Up Patriot. What you thinking?
A little bit of Mike Dean, right? A little bit of Denon Porter. If you follow D12, bad motherfuckers. Like, and those are huge compliments coming from me. right? This has like a lot of that Detroit sound to it that, you know, really like when Detroit was really like starting to put out that kind of music, like it just cut right through because it has a vibe to it that's different compared to anywhere else. And yeah, so I really dug that track. I like the use of the guitar as like a breakaway from the main rhythm that they kept playing, and then the fact that they have like 3 different drum kits on this record, right? Remember my comment about switching kits, right? And it just, so like even when they do like the jazz fill on the trumpet, it's like we don't, you know, trumpet trombones, like the bones come in and we don't care because it's like, okay, the one dissonant thing that's going to happen is going to be right here, and that's right before you jump back into it. So yeah, I like this track a lot. You know, like I'm glad momentum. This is momentum's piece, right? Like yeah, like this.
Yeah,
I'm glad you were able to sneak it through. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, no.
So,
That track was dope. It took the vibe, even took the vibe up. You know what I'm saying?
and a lot of y'all have tracks that are fine as music, but instead of worrying about just getting them into record deal situations, there's so many independent films that have shit music right now. And like you could be selling these tracks to movies that can't afford the Getty's libraries or things like that. Because like y'all know you've seen these Tubi movies where the music is terrible, right?
Garbage.
Right? They would be the movie might actually be perceived differently if y'all music was in the background of some of the scenes. You know what I mean? So like never give up on that aspect too. I've had my stuff synced before. Yeah. It was never going to be on a record, but it's in the movie somewhere, right? Yes. So that's not an insult when we tell you that your shit should be in the film. You know what I mean? That's the highest compliment we could tell another musician. Believe it or not. Like you talking about fucking John Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like never pass up on that shit. You know what I mean? Like KLC was saying the other day, he wishes he could score a film. So for some of us that are real music heads, man, like,
hey, that's the goal, man. I was just at the movies watching that F1 movie, the racing thing, and Hans Zimmer. I already knew it when I heard the music. That boy Hans Zimmer scored that whole thing, but I was telling the chick I was with, I was like, hey man, this music is gonna get this movie so much emotion. I was like, what if this scene didn't have that string line that just come in and just give you so much emotion? Like that shit is an art, man. That shit is an art because you got to know how to play on them emotions.
I watched his movie, his documentary, and when I say that like y'all need to reach out to these people, that's what he did. Like at one point in time, Hans Zimmer was just a musician in the studio somewhere, just trying to get in the dough as an engineer in I think Germany or somewhere like that. And he started out with little bands, but he wanted to like get, you know, to the next level. And we just have to apply ourselves. Sometimes it's just about putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now he's making 10, 15 million a film. It's crazy. It's crazy.
His work on the Man of Steel soundtrack. If you've never watched the making of that movie of that movie soundtrack, like there's the music part, but the sound effects, the fact that he like there's a thing where this dude would take like all these found objects and turn them into instruments.
He did it with Dark Knight too. When they was flying from wherever to wherever, he was like, I got like 6 hours of like me just scratching on a chalkboard or like me just hitting a bucket. And he was like, I'm gonna take this noise and then I'm gonna build a theme around. I'm like, oh, your mind is somewhere.
You got to see the dude's workshop that did that, where he was taking like old mailboxes and turning them into reverb chambers and stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's why Hans Zimmer is the man, bro. Because like a lot of us were like, that's corny, and he's like, that's amazing. Give me all of it. I want audio sounds now. Give them to me now. Give me all your Zulus.
But nice work though, bro. If y'all haven't, drop a fire emoji in the chat for him, man.
Oh, K-Spiracy Beats. Zulus are actually on sale, I believe, for one more day as part of Reverb's annual 4th of July sale for 20% off MFR, which means that instead of $425, they are now $340 a channel, which is insane. We're basically giving them away. And we are not going to have that cheap ever again this year. So if I were you, while there's still a country, I would actually go to Reverb and buy your Zulus before you have to go into your bomb-proof bunker and make beats. So
This guy.
get your rice, your beans, your freeze-dried chicken, and 2 Zulus for $680 on buy-zulus.com, and you'll be all right.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
But-
All right.
Selector, play the next track.
we got my man Sauce Money Beats. This track is called No Roof.
All right.
Certified hit maker.
Music. This money beats dropping bangers.
Hey, that's hard, bro. Y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for Sauce Money, man.
Another cinematic track.
Yeah.
This is some safe cracking shit. I just need 5 more minutes. You don't have 5 minutes.
Facts though. I see it. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. That's self-explanatory. That's all. That's all.
Bank heist movie. Like I said, like some of y'all really have the ear for that, and you might actually be wasting your time trying to get somebody to rap to your stuff if you don't have an end game in mind, right? So what I like that's always funny as hell to me is that some of the stuff that gets landed on TV, the rapper is not even that good because the beat is that fire for the movie. So like they'll have MC Bubblicious Fish Lips rapping, but the track is just so dope.
Smacking.
It's like smacking. So it's like he's like blah 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 blah. Like they don't care. He's just there to fill in the hole, but the rest of it is like this track is going to carry the scene. So they'll give you 5 words of the MC, and then the rest is just the beat carrying the moment. And this track, totally, like I said, like I feel like we're robbing a bank right now. The night watchman is like tying his shoes, and he thought he heard something, but he didn't. And then you got the nerdy cat, like he's like, all right, if I can just get the drill in there,
Yeah.
we can get to the diamonds, right? And
Yeah.
so that, and it's because of the musical choices, especially the arpeggios, the tension that the track builds, the drops, and then the climb back up. Yeah, feeling that shit for sure.
Nah, good work, bro. Good work. You have it, man. Drop a 5 emoji in the chat for him.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up we got my man 9mm. Let's get it, Brody.
Hey, nah, this bitch hard, man.
Hey, man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for him. What you thinking?
Oh man. Whoever you get to rap on this, their voice has to be like Darth Vader from down south. Like it had to be somebody with a voice like this deep. My mama didn't like me. My daddy, he hated me. Like it needs to be somebody like where the voice is that low. Like it almost sounds like a sound effect. Yeah.
They can cut.
But like, but the track is like, listen, if I'm telling you who needs to rap on it, that's how you know it's fire. Like you don't need my damn approval. You knew that shit was fire before you submitted it. Stop it.
Yeah, nah. It just need a nigga that got that tone, that texture that's gonna cut. So when he rapping, that shit just gonna sit on top and gnaw with them 808s. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got the Allo S4Xs on the open backs. So like these things go down to 7 hertz. So I'm hearing all of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna play your next one. It's called First of the Month.
All right. Welfare check time. Let's go. Snap benefits.
Them things got cut.
Hey, nah, this bitch hard, man.
That's on some Saint Lunatics love song. You know what I'm saying? Smooth lover boy shit right there. You know what I'm saying? I can almost see like the weave on the woman. Like I could see like the makeup and the apple bottom jeans and the boots, just like that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you can almost see the woman the guy is talking about. Like I don't know who you was thinking about when you made this beat, but dog, it's not too late to call her back and tell her that you're sorry. Okay, because you obviously got something on your mind and you put it all in that beat. And we here for you, dog. This is a safe space. Okay. Sabrina might give you a chance if you just play the beat for her. You don't got to say nothing. Just play. She might put a restraining order on you too if you just play the beat and don't say nothing. But you got to do it like John Cusack. Get the boombox, go in the front yard, hold it up. If for the people in this chat that's old enough to remember that movie, okay, and play the song for her. She might give you another chance.
I'm dead.
Some of us write love letters and other of us write love letter beats.
I'm dead.
But I like this track a lot. We got to know now, who is it? Who did this to you? Show us on the beat where she hurt you. Because you put your heart and soul into this track. Like the other one, I was ready to go like, you know, like chop up some weight and cook some bricks with you. And now I'm like, oh, shit. Where is Sabrina?
Hey, nah, it was smooth though. It really was.
Shit was fire. But I have questions now. I want to talk to you on the side. Like, bro, tell me her name. Like, what happened?
I'm dead.
Did you take it to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date and she didn't call you back? Dog. You could have called your Uncle Langston up. I would have told you 5 different restaurants in Atlanta you could have took it to get that Nashville hot chicken, and she would have been fine. Now you making beats on the internet.
I'm gonna play his next one, man. It's called For the
Great
Love.
work. Great work.
This guy hell, boy.
Ooh, Isley's. Let's
my
go.
My favorite group of all time.
Hey, nah, this bitch hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in the chat for him, man. Woo, that was smooth. Yeah, I'm a little jealous about this one because I'm a Isley fanatic. This was smooth. Drifting on a yeah. Ain't no place I'd rather be. Yeah. That was smooth. That make you want to go drop the top down and ride down 285 with a good little J and a bad little female, man, and tell a whole bunch of lies.
You know where this beat came from?
Where?
He took my advice,
Uh-huh.
played Sabrina the last beat. This right here is the victory lap. Excellent work.
I'm not fucking with it.
You got the record deal and the girl. Great job.
Hey man, y'all dropping 5 emoji in the
That
chat
shit was
now.
fire. I love that.
Shit's cold.
I loved all of that. Like that was perfect. And you have to understand, in a market that's saturated with so many people using the same tracks over and over again, this actually was done exceptionally well. It didn't feel cliched. It didn't feel lazy. I'll put it to you like that. And he got Sabrina back. I mean, right? Sometimes songs have answers. And this is a perfect example. You have 2 tracks that completely, like, you almost got to put these on the same album. You can't separate them.
Yeah.
They got to go together.
Yeah.
Lose the girl, get the girl. Like this is part A and B to the same little piece of therapy that this person went through.
Yeah. That first one was number 4. This number 5. No, number 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we got my man's L's. This one is called On My Mind.
Okay. Zulu fan.
I hear you all the time. I can see it in my mind. See it in my mind.
It's hard, bro.
Travel every day for you, moving out the way for you. What more can I say?
Oh.
I want to see you here today. I want to feel your presence and essence all in my space. You the one I recommend that I should be with. Stay all night till the morning, then leave with. Quick trip, baby girl, come breeze here. Be swift, all that waiting can leave here. I want your mind and your conversation. You want my time with some innovation. I can supply the information with some more persuasion. And not exactly what you think.
Hey man, y'all dropping 5 emojis.
See, I've been talking manage, can you handle it? I get active when you acting like a mannequin. So you don't gotta keep it stiff or play it timid. I got interest in you. I really hope you interested.
Oh, that shit is filthy.
Hear it all the time. I see it in my mind.
Go ahead, man.
I can take a car or a plane, bus or a train, catch me hitting lanes. Back and forth for the more. If we keep the course, I meet you at a place that I've never been before.
That upright is disgusting.
Some would call it coincidence, I call it a god.
That shit sounds so present, like right in your face. Like
any chance I can get, I'll be sending it right to you. Right with the pen muse. I'm right with the pen, I draw lilies, flowers, multiple gifts. Follow the list, loving your lips, loving your heart, loving your... You fill in the blank and implement whatever you think God keeps.
Nah, fact, bro.
Give me some feedback, plant the seeds and breathe that. I'm coming for you, just relax. I hear it all the time. I can see it in my mind. I see it in my mind.
This might be my favorite. Everybody's good. Everybody been good, but this might be like my favorite one out of the whole night so far. Like the track, the mix, like the sonic, like that shit, like right here in your face, like that shit different, man.
That shit is filthy as hell. There are 0 hi-hats on this record.
Yeah.
And it's got groove for days. The use of the upright bass is extremely bold. To feature it, you normally cats will bury an upright bass on a hip hop record unless your name is Tribe Called Quest, right? And damn, Els, you did your thing on this, sir. I had no idea. God damn. I love the Sonics. The Sonics are like vocals, all of that stuff.
Yeah. This my artist, Kashin. This record we are releasing soon, recorded, produced, and mixed by me, mastered by the almighty EA Ski. Bass played by my dude producer for the love of my life. Nah, that shit sound good, bro. That shit sound like it's been taken care of though. The record, like they put some love in that motherfucker. Like that shit. That shit sound like him. You know what some hymns? You know what some him smell like? That's some him. That's him. Hey man, yeah, if y'all haven't, drop a 5 emoji in the chat for my man Els, man. Good shit, bro. Good shit. All right. Next up, we got my man Douch. This record is called Change.
Please excuse a little list that I got. Just took my retainers out, man. If you know, you know. Heard this beat, I had to jump on it. Let's get it. I'm blessed to be in a position where I don't need nothing from none of y'all. 10 toes down and prayed up, homie, I'll never fall. Never. If it's money on the line, I'm answering a call. Been grinding for 20 years, I'm in this for the long haul. And I'ma keep getting to it if it's the Lord's will. Yes. Got an expensive wife, plus I gotta pay these bills. My grind is mandatory, it ain't for the thrills. I need all my money, every denomination a dollar bill. That's why I stay in my lane and never swerving head on a swivel, watching for niggas that's out here lurking. They can't wrap their head around it like Arabs rocking the turban. Mind blown, cause my pockets is healthy while theirs is hurting. It's one thing for certain, and 2 things for sure. I'ma forever get money in rain, sleet, or snow. Either 5 miles away or 100 or more in any direction, time of day. I'ma get to the dough. Same ones that smile in your face will stab you in the back. Whole lot of hate in their heart. It's sad, but it's facts. See it a mile away. I ain't falling for the trap. Niggas say they real, but in reality, it's all cap. Like a umpire, nigga, I'll call it like I see it. Being somebody I'm not, I never wanna be at all. Just be yourself from the jump. No need to tweak it. Live your truth and stand on it. You'll be respected more, I guarantee it. People can spot a fraud a mile away. I'd rather be myself than try to be another nigga any day. Wanted to change my life, so I had to work and pray. You seeing the results of my choices right now on full display. You wanna change? Ain't no time like the present, cause time can disappear before your eyes like a magic trick. Put a plan together, work hard, and don't forget to pray. Tomorrow ain't promised, so why not try to do that shit today? You can lead a horse to water, but can't make them drink it. Haters putting holes in your boat, they trying their best to sink it. Give them information and guidance and hope they get it, but everybody you know they can't go, and that's some real shit. I had to come to that realization and face that you can't want it more than them. They need to want to change their situation. I'll just keep praying for them, doing the things I can do. I made the change for me, but only you can change you.
Well, goddamn, talk about an ending.
Yeah.
Only you can change you.
Yeah.
And for $10, you can skip the line too.
I'm done.
Dope track, man. Like, god dang. Like 2 songs in a row with no hi-hats. And they nailed it. Like, God damn, like I want to like own these songs. Like I want to like have them on my device and play them for my sheer pleasure. Like I can't even. How do you critique a song you like? Like how do you like? I just like the song. I love the brother's voice. If I have to find something to say, I'm a big fan of using effects as an instrument. And one of the little tricks that they used to do in the 90s that went away that's really effective is when how sometimes people do a beat drop, like so they'll cut the track and let the MC be by himself for a split second to give it like that emphasis. A trick that I learned doing dance music and hip hop in the 90s is also cutting the effects, except not like the compression and the EQ, but like any verb. So like you have like the shimmery ambient thing going when the track is up, and then when you cut it, the reverb cuts out too, so the voice sounds naked and it just sounds like raw, like that in that moment. So like, and so it's like so it's like all set back. Only you could change you, and then like it drop. So like that's the only thing is like make a spot like that the next time you have a track like this or this track, and watch the impact changes when you have to emphasize a word. When you strip the effects out, it makes us pay attention more. That's one thing reverb do is it sets things away from the listener. So when you want it to come forward, take it out for a split second and we hear it immediately and it just pulls us in, right? Kendrick does some of that on Pimp to a Butterfly too. So that's why I say like it does work quite well. Great work. Fantastic.
Nah, good shit, man. If y'all haven't, man, drop a fire emoji in the chat for him, man. Next up, we got Ryland Rockford. We almost there, man. We almost done.
Ain't nobody complaining. Play the next track, son.
I got you.
Spin that shit, son.
DJ Michael Watts, get your mind correct. Swisher House remix. DJ Michael Watts, get your mind correct. Swisher House remix. DJ Michael Watts, get your mind correct. Swisher House what remix. What he do is Paul Wall and I'm paid for real. Get your mind correct. What it do is Paul Wall and I'm paid in full. My flow's out of control like a raging bull. What he do is Paul Wall and I'm paid in full. My flow's out of control like a raging bull. What he do is Paul Wall paid in full. My flow's out of control, raging bull. T Ferris pay, run the game, ooh, he riding swingers, the working, riding blades. Ooh, I'm thinking A-Solids, visible, polished. I'm a walking student loan, my teeth could put your kids to college. From Echo Heights to Jackson State. Holla at them Eastwood 6 and 8 mates. Great, it ain't no need for me to complain. I'm deep in this rap game, money is drained. I'm on fire when I stop, TVs drop and roll. Boys in West Columbia ducking the border patrol. It's the chick Magnin. I got more dips to scold. My pockets deep like the Grand Canyon, but you just a pothole. My rims got campaign buttons like an election. My mouth got.
What you thinking, bro?
I couldn't quite tell if this is a remix of an existing record. I haven't heard every song known to mankind, so I couldn't be sure. But I like the music in the background. It felt very much inspired by like that Dre era of the Chronic 2001 with the use of the orchestration. You heard a lot of it on the Chronic 2001 Eminem stuff. And then it felt very much like a DJ mix rather than a record. Yeah. So like, the use of the flanging, the use of the scratching and the cuts and the, so yeah, I feel like if anything, sometimes in situations like this song was like maybe this piece was maybe 25 seconds too long because there was a lot of like extra in the beginning that could be trimmed so that we get to it. Otherwise, like, I mean, it had a groove to it. I dug it. It just kind of took a little while to get to the point because I didn't know what was happening because of the way that was laid out. But then when I realized, I think, oh, this is almost like an aviate, like this is like a song between the songs type thing. You know what I mean? Like a transition piece. So like in that regard, when I kind of put it in context, I was like, yeah, I could see this working. But it didn't. It kind of, again, like this is another example of like something that kind of didn't go somewhere yet. Like it needed it. I got the 1 and the 2. I need the 3 still. Other than that, I like the beat in the back a lot. You know, the mix on it obviously can always be a little bit better. But other than that, like, nah, I don't have nothing else to say about it. I mean, I fucks with it. Just, I think it was a little too long. And if anything, it probably just needs to get to the point sooner. And then it's like, you know, it's in a much better place.
Gotcha. Yeah, me, I'm keeping 100. I was lost.
Yeah.
So I can't even really tell you nothing. Like I'm just lost. So all I would say is strip it down and start at something new, because I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even tell you. But we on to the next one. This next person is Felipe. Is their first time playing music. This track is called Moonchild.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been. As you've been working toward that dream. That dream that you're holding in your mind. That it's possible.
Sleepy on the step that never found.
I like the grittiness. I like the grittiness of the drums. I like the groove. I like the sample over top. I would love to hear what the record would sound like, but it has that boom bap, dark, gritty feel to it.
Definitely something I would give the Slim Shady for sure. Or Necro, if you know who that is. If you listen to Necro before, like there's got to be somebody who's willing to talk about shit most rappers don't talk about, because the song is just so spooky and haunting, and it definitely has like that old school like Donovan 1960s 70s kind of like witchcrafty kind of sound to it. So it's got to be somebody who's willing to talk about killing their parents in the basement and chopping up their their liver and spleen and serving it with a nice Chianti, all of that stuff. So you know what I mean? Like it's almost like who else would kill that shit is the Gravediggers. Like something like that would work if you remember that group. You know what I'm saying? Like rest in peace to Fruquan, but yeah, Gravediggers or Sons of Man, somebody like that, like horrorcore.
Yeah.
Horrorcore exactly. For sure.
Or even Jonah, like Jonah Lucas. That type shit.
Yeah,
gotcha.
For sure.
Hey, but dope shit, man. Y'all drop a fire emoji in the chat for him.
Another one would be Immortal Technique. He would body that shit too. Immortal Technique. If y'all really listen to hip hop music, he would crush that shit. He'd be talking about George Bush and Bill Clinton though. For sure.
All right, next we got up Jordan Wing. His first beat is called Walk Beat. Let's get it, brother. Hey, it's hard. Y'all drop a 5 emojis in the chat for him, man.
It's dedicated to the sisters and the brothers and the niggas and the lovers and the fathers and the mothers. I can hear Q-Tip all over this shit. Like, for real. That's straight up native tongues. Congratulations, you have invented a time machine. That shit was disgusting. You need to take your beat machine and throw it in the goddamn river because that was a crime, what you just did. You should never make a beat again because that is fucking incredible. What you should be ashamed of yourself for how good you are at this shit.
Yeah.
Go teach Spanish. Like, goddamn it. Leave some beats for the rest of us.
Nah, that was hard. That was hard. That was hard. That was hard.
Homie just got Sabrina back, and now you stole her ass.
I'm done. I'm done. Nah, that was smooth. I'm playing his next one. It's called
Beautiful.
Elite Beat 2. Nah, that was nice. That's hard.
This beat got armpit hair. Woo!
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, Currency would kill this. I agree. I agree. That shit was fresh. That shit was
Rick Ross has entered the chat. Because, like, I agree Currency would murder it, but, like, also I hear Ross's voice and, like, how it's raspy and those smooth, like, the contrast of the smooth, buttery 80s, you know what I'm saying, Hill Street Blues kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, oof. I mean, so many people could get on that. Nas would crush that shit, but you know who else would be a curveball for that?
Who?
3 Stacks.
Man, this man running around the city of Atlanta with this flute, man. He's not finna.
Let him play the flute on the record too. He just got to do a couple of bars. He could be like, and now that like he would murder that shit though. I mean, come on, man. Like that shit was fire.
Yeah.
Damn. And these are not samples, by the way. So this person owns 100% of their publishing right off the rip. That's like, yes, let's we don't have to clear anything. That's no money out of nobody's pocket. And that, I mean, honestly, like now, especially with access to so many talented players, like, I mean, you don't have a drummer, just go find AJ Hall on Instagram. You don't have a drummer, go find this person. And like, you have a drummer. You know what I'm saying? And like, you don't have a keyboard player, there's probably an AJ Hall of keyboard players or this person of keyboard players. But like this person's making up their own music, they're playing their parts. And like I said, like if you're creative with your sound selection and how you process your music, we're over here looking for the vinyl this came from, and it came from this person's imagination. That's the world we live in now, right? There's musicians that are trained, but they grew up on hip hop music, so they know how to play like hip hop records.
Yeah.
That's what excites a brother like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like y'all can have all the vinyl. Just give me a couple of crazy kids in a basement that listen to nothing but Public Enemy growing up, and they learn how to play jazz. And like, yes, we will make some dope shit because of that. For real.
Cause that used to be the kill, because like motherfuckers that knew how to play, especially the ones in church, they parents didn't let them listen to hip hop music. So they wanted a hip hopper, but you know they knew the chords and shit like that. But like you say, now you got motherfuckers like me. They grew up in church, but I got T.I. posters in my closet and I got Jeezy posters. So I know like both worlds. So it's like you get it way quicker or whatever. Cause it's like I know how to mix this with this, you know. So that is a fact on a fact, man. But y'all drop a fire emoji in the chat for him, man. Good shit.
Two excellent pieces of work, man. Oh man.
Yeah. Next up, we got. Let me see. We got Architect and then DDub.
Okay.
All right. The first beat is called $1 Million Trees. What you thinking?
Well, chorus, Neo, verse, T.I.
They ain't a bad combo.
No, because I mean, like, I know for the chorus, like Neo would be perfect for that. Like, it's right in his range. You know, sunshine where she's gone. You know, like he's right in there. And then I kind of was like, who would I not typically pick for this record, but that would do a great job? And it's T.I., right? Because like the first thing I heard when I heard it was Ludacris again, right? Like because you know, like you just have this catalog of these artists that go in certain veins. But then I remember that T.I. does songs like that too every now and again, and like he usually does fantastic work. So that's why I'm like, you know, like Tip can get some love there for sure. You know what I mean? And like we don't get those like we used to have, like that was the default, was like the rapper R&B combo. And we don't get that two-piece for the biscuit no more like we used to. So
yeah, no.
That's why I'm going. But I love the sounds. Like I love that glissando heavy synth. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan, and like he would use those sounds a lot. You know what I mean? So it always cuts for me when I hear people use them, especially when they use them right. So great work.
This next one is Runaway.
Let's go.
And y'all drop a fire emoji in the chat for my homeboy. Hey, bro, you ain't play this for me? Hey, man, y'all drop a 5 emoji in chat for me if you have it, man. I'm just mad because bruh ain't play that shit for me. We use that. They're my personal partner right here. We used to play music for each other back and forth, but he kept that one in the tub. He wrong. He's wrong.
I really just think that this is just a great beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say the same thing I think I said last time about Architect's track that was like this, is that you need to befriend this nigga. Like you need you want to feel? Okay, I got you. Hold up. Let me get to tune this motherfucker up real quick and play some bass for you. Cause that's all it needed was some nice midsy, you know, something with some bank bone. You know, like something just to really cut through it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you in the if you in the DMV area, it's no shortage of motherfuckers that play bass on your shit.
Yeah.
You is no yes sir.
Yeah. Nah.
The motherfuckers down there can swing their ass off on bass. I know it firsthand. So no, like I said though, the greatest compliment a musician can give another musician is that they can just hear something being played on something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're already thinking of ways to compliment the record. You know what I mean? And that's like the greatest salute the musicians can give to each other. That's an old time tradition. So again, love your work. Find the bassists, offer them Newports and a Natty Daddy. And if you don't know what that is, that's natural ice. And Newports are menthol cigarettes, white people, that black people somehow love and often migrate to in favor of cigars, cigarillos, or marijuana. Sometimes Newports actually have a stronger hold on the black community than Martin Luther King does. Next track.
Genie in a bottle. How you feeling on that one?
Oh, I like that. That is actually one of those things where when a producer has a track like this, they can go one of two ways usually. You can either go with like a real hardcore kind of like voice sounding cat, like believe it or not, I would actually put like Slim Thug on this just cause it's so left field for him, but his voice is so deep, so it kind of anchors the record a certain way. But also there's a whole component of like weirdos in hip hop that like have like strange voices or strange rhyme schemes and stuff like that. And like because they have like this punk rock element that's in the record, like you know me, I love guitars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like because there's like a punk rock kind of like alt vibe to this record, this is great for like one of those weird artists that yeah. Hold on for a second.
Hey yo, while we giving them a second, man, everybody that's in the live, man, I appreciate y'all. We only got a couple more to get through, man. I know it's been a minute because we growing, man. So, lives now and beat reviews are taking a little longer, you know what I'm saying? So we probably gonna have to cut it down to 3, from 3 to like maybe 2, and then like we're gonna have to do like a sign up, man, like the first 15 slots or whatever, man, because we growing. So yeah, we gonna have to set up some slot stuff and all that good stuff, man, or what have you. But I appreciate all y'all for being here with me, man. Like I always say, y'all could be any place, you know what I'm saying, like in the world, man, doing whatever, man, and y'all here with me, on a Thursday night. Well, it's Friday morning now if you're in the A. And we just vibing, man, playing good music and shit, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. And if Langston and I back in the next couple seconds, I'm gonna just keep them playing, keep them going, man, because I don't want to hold y'all up, man, because I know we've been at this thing for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate all the memberships, man. All the skip the lines, man. All the super chats, all the cash apps, man. I greatly appreciate y'all, man. Every little bit helps, man. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel, man. And also, if you don't know, the new drum kit just dropped today, man. So y'all go to the website. Y'all grab that thing, man. Oh, he back. So let's get back to it.
I'm glad I hit the mute button on my microphone. It would have been like Naked Gun up in this bitch. If you ever seen those movies, he had the cordless mic on. He went to the bathroom. Straight comedy tonight, having the time of my life. I'm glad y'all are enjoying yourself.
Oh, nah, man. We appreciate you for being here, man. Appreciate you. All right, so next up we got my man DDub. The first track is called Go For Broke. How you feeling? I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first, and I'll go.
It kind of does not have enough space precisely like where I would like it for like a voice to fit in there, but there is a voice in it already. But as far as like, can I see this being useful? Yes. Again, this may be, I put it to you like this, because I've had so much work with post-production and film, right? I can't always just think of like, is this a beat a rapper would rap to, right? You know what I mean? Like sometimes we got to expand our horizons a little bit. So like if I'm watching SWAT, this is what I hear.
Because the guitar element, right? And that's what kept me. That's why I was like,
But the guitar is swinging like a
yeah.
It sounds like motherfuckers loading up the, you know what I'm saying? You know, like he's loading the mag up with the individual bullets. Like, we've got to just get it together. We got to get tight because this terrorist cell is going to take out Los Angeles in 24 hours.
Sun rising, the chopper loaded. Like, that's what I'm
Dude
saying.
tying his shoes.
Yep. And when I heard the guitar, that's literally what I said.
Homie got the picture of the family.
Yeah.
Putting it back in the locker.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, everything ain't meant to be spit to. Some of the stuff is like, it's just meant to be listened to. Right. And so that's why I just think like, I'm always thinking like out of the box with stuff now, because we have to also free ourselves of that constraint that everything that's made out of hip hop has to be rapped to. So like, and I repeat myself a lot about that, but it's because like we're limiting what hip hop scope actually is when we do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to write music. You don't have to write jazz music that has words to it. And these are classic records. So in the same sense, like somebody might be like, this is a trash beat to rap to, but it's like, nah, it's actually a perfect beat for what it, if you land it in the right place. In the right context, a lot of this stuff is like beyond like what you need to get your shit in a movie. Like y'all went way beyond what they be doing. But yeah, I like the track. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's moments. Here's the other thing. One of the tricks I learned in arranging is that just because you can play it don't mean you got to lay it in that same spot. Like just because parts go together perfectly doesn't mean they need to go together. Right? Sometimes what you got to do is take those parts that marry together so perfectly and say A, B, C, D, and then we make E, and E is where everything comes together for that one singular moment, and then you break it back down. So like you have a lot of parts happening, but if you took them and separated them out and spaced them out, now you have a progression.
Yeah.
Right? Not in the traditional sense of like, you know, a 1-5-4 or something like that, but I'm just saying like a noise progression. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? And like that works better. Especially for film, because that gives, because remember, these people are trying to cut stuff to the beats and the buzzes. So when you busy it up too much, you're making a very specific choice that could be eliminating the producer's vision of how they use your music. So that's always something to remember, is give the producer room to cut and edit around your music. Even if you were trying to make it for a rapper, just remember, the same thing is true like if you were trying to turn it into a music video. Like you got to give the director something to work with. Otherwise, you're painting yourself into a corner. But great track, for sure.
That was some good game right there. You was dropping some good jewels, man. I'm gonna play his next one. It's called Turn Up.
Opening credits.
But see now, and you know what's crazy? Now you got me thinking way differently when I hear these records now though. That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Call it like it is.
You got me thinking way differently to that. Cause see, the only one I used to be like indie, cause you know, like indie stuff just sound like okay, like this is it. But now, like after the conversation we had, it's like, oh no, that. Like I'm like, oh okay.
And a lot of these black TV shows that be on BET, they don't have great music.
Oh, the music beat. I was looking at one this morning. Ass. Like when I say ass.
Like, okay, I'll give you a good example of a black TV show that had good music. Like, but it kind of like it took the vibe from another black TV show, was Black Lightning. Like Black Lightning had
that first episode when they got their eyes engaged, the look of love, and it's raining outside. Oh my
But there's
God.
also original music on Black Lightning too that's
Yeah.
equally valid, right? Cage was like that,
Yeah.
right? And I thought Cage was kind of like the prototype for like, this is how you score a black show about, you know, an IP show like Black Lightning or Cage or a drama show, right? And it's not like there's a shortage of good music out there, but it's like it's not getting into the right hands because we're too busy trying to find somebody to rap to it. That's what I think the problem is. Like a lot of people have missed their calling as scorers. And this is why when we see producers go into scoring, like RZA, for example, right? We're like, oh man, he's so dope. Only he could do that. And I'm like, we need to stop limiting ourselves to only one brother at a time can do something great. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a very negative, limiting mindset that we've kind of self-absorbed because we're just not used to seeing ourselves in those spaces, right? But that's why I said, like, you don't got to go to HBO. Go to your bro. Y'all probably all know somebody that's making a movie in your area. Look at where you are. You're in Atlanta. It's people with cameras in it's postmen with cameras in their bag.
Hey man, you can't even go outside your house and there's somebody shooting something on some corner independently. Not even counting the big stuff, but like independently, somebody's always.
And you should be approaching those people because realistically speaking, if you're ASCAP or BMI, depending on the nature of your relationship with the production studio and what type of royalty agreement they have, you might be able to get your stuff in the film, not make a dime off of them, but make a dime off the streaming service because they used your music in a film that the streaming service syndicated. You know what I'm saying? Like we forget we need to educate ourselves on different ways to get syncs. Like I'll give you a great example. I logged into TuneCore yesterday. I haven't been in TuneCore in a minute. There's all this money in there. I was like, wait a minute. This album is 15 years old. Why do I have all this money sitting in TuneCore? It's because people have been playing it. And there's actually messages in my inbox. Oh, I missed these messages. We're making a movie. We would like to use your song. You understand what I'm saying? Do you have the instrumental version? Do you have a TV mix? That's why I'm saying, like, never underestimate the usefulness of your compositions. But sometimes your Achilles heel is that you're looking for a rapper instead of looking for a director. Just saying. Expand your horizons. This music is far more useful than telling tales from the hood. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just saying.
Nah, facts.
Far more useful.
Facts. Hey man, if y'all haven't, man, drop a fire emoji in the chat for him, man. Good stuff.
Make sure y'all hit the like button too, man. This man needs to get all the likes he can get.
Hey man, I appreciate that.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right. Come on, Dr. Indy, you up next. The first beat is called, let's do Hot Summer Morning Breeze. How you feeling about that one?
This the scene in the Hallmark movie where the man said he fixed the roof of the church. I'm saying I can't stop thinking like that. Like it's not always about I want somebody to rap to it. Like I know I say that a lot, but like this the movie where like we ain't got no money to fix the roof. Mr. Johnson, what we gonna do? I can fix that. And then he's fixing the roof. You know what I'm saying? He's up there wiping the sweat off his brow, right? And what I like about this piece is it's wholesome. Like it's like actually like you really like it feels good. I think the name perfectly fits the vibe. Like it's got like this wholesome energy to it, right? Like I'm saying, like, come on, full board, bro. Put it in the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? Well, if I got tool belt on, flannel shirt, you know what I'm saying? White guy in a black hood, but he can fix the roof of the church. Like this is like you could write the movie around this instrumental. Just to get to it, you know what I'm saying? So it's very inspiring. I like it. You know what I mean? He's always got like a good handle on communicating a moment with his instruments. You know what I'm saying? And like I also like the fact that like whoever produces these tracks is not really like big on following an orthodox formula, right? They're very unorthodox, and so that's why it cuts. Like a lot of y'all could learn from people that don't follow that pattern of kick, snare, hi-hat, piano, bass, guitar, gotta always be like, you know, like some of the best cake in the world you ever had don't have frosting on it. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't have to make everything the same. And that's not like a nice way of saying I don't like your music. I'm saying like I actually like this a lot for different reasons, for different purposes. Right. And we got to stop feeling insulted when we say your shit is cinematic. It's hard to make cinema. It is. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? If you've seen movies that were made poorly, you know how like easy it is to get it wrong. So when you hear good music and you're like, you know what, shit, like this is actually a skill. Maybe you need to focus on that shit. Like I said in the chat the last time I was on that you need to contact the Getty's agency. Like I know people that used to do syncs with the Getty's agency, and like like just my friend, he did one sync for a TV show, and he was getting $50K a year off that show, one episode for 30 seconds, because you get paid by the minute on TV, and then it's also by syndication. So however, and it was like a CBS show. So however many places rebroadcast that show, that episode, especially if it's in reruns and in syndication, it's like it all counts against that money. So like his checks from the agencies was stupid. I was like, yo, you suck. Like, because I never thought about going into that. That's when I learned, and that's why I share this with people. Like, you could be making way more money than anybody on Spotify just by doing stuff for TV. I mean, shit. A great example. You want to know who makes some of the most bread in the world on TV?
Who?
The dude that made the Seinfeld theme. That bass, bang, 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 bang. Like, and it's on a keyboard, by the way. In his studio, he don't even have Pro Tools. He had like the first version of Cubase or something like that. Bang, 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 bang. Bread.
That ain't even fair.
Bread.
That ain't even fair.
He didn't even bother to put other musicians on that track. He said, all it's going to be is slap bass off a keyboard.
I know that. Oh my God, that's unfair. Hell no. I'm gonna play his next one. It's called Dessert Bonfire. like this one. I like the darkness of it. I like the guitars. I like the mood. I want to say that's like the 808 hit he put in there, like in the beginning of it or what have you. I like the texture. I like the texture of
That's what that
it.
is. That's what that is.
Literally.
You need to call up some Japanese cats right now. Post-apocalyptic android woman trying to find her soul music. That's what that is. I see like buildings in the Tokyo skyrise right there. Like you nailed that. Like it's landscape music, man. Like it's just right. I will be out in the desert. Exactly. Like so in this case, it's the urban desert. You know what I'm saying? Like them skyscrapers become the mountains and I watch a lot of cinema. If you can't tell, I'll be watching movies because I'll be you know what I'm saying? And I grew up on the anime. And again, we got to stop putting negative connotations on stuff like this because like some of the dopest music we heard growing up was in anime. So like that's why I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like you got that touch, bro. That's what's up.
I'm gonna play his last one. It's called Indie Remix Spy. What you thinking?
This actually, I just figured out something. Dr. Indy, are you a big fan of John Carpenter? Because his influences are all over some of your compositions. Like if y'all don't know, John Carpenter composed a lot of the music in his movies, like Escape from New York, The Thing. And he's just an incredible melody maker. And some of the lines and some of Dr. Indy's stuff remind me a lot of like young John Carpenter, which is like, I mean, John Carpenter has some iconic stuff. I think he did the Halloween theme too, didn't he? I think so. I think John Carpenter made that shit up. But there's like a overwhelming influence of that in your music, which is a beautiful homage to his work. And so this one is, I think, the closest to like song format, right? Versus the others are more sparse in that regard. But there's some moments where, he said he was just recapping the thing. There's some and Keith David just got a Hollywood star.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Right. There are some moments where it gets a little jammy. with the E piano, which would probably sound better by themselves per se, just because it kind of detracts a little bit, like they're kind of tucked on the right or left side of the stereo field. But other than that, like again, like great piece of music. This one, like I said, is the closest to song format, so you could actually have like some buzzes, where you have like some vocals in there. Yeah, Clive Barker is dope. I've read all of his stuff too. Yeah, that's what I get out of this one. Like I like this one a lot. And again, very cinematic, very melancholy. But it has more breakdowns going on. And like I said, if you just trim back the E pianos where they start to kind of clash a little bit, I think that this is like ready to go, get boxed up for sure.
Gotcha. Hey, if you haven't, man, drop a fire emoji in the chat for my man, Dr. Indy, man. We got like 3 more and then we done, good people. I know we've been here for we've been here for a minute. All right, next we got my man Stump coming up. This track is called Godlike. That little high pitch sound, I just put it in the right. If it was in the right pitch, it'd be decent. That singing in the background, if it was like pitched up in the right key, it'll be decent. That one is just sound like the chipmunk sound or whatever. It was in the right key. If it was pitched up in the right key, it'll give it that texture. What you thinking?
Necessarily speaking, on those breakdowns where you kind of have it more 4/4 time instead of halftime, when the sample is playing by itself, there's a missed opportunity to kind of go off the rhythm of the sample and that part. So instead of just boom, cat, boom, right? You could, because it's like so you could, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you can play off the rhythm that the sample is making, and then we wouldn't pay attention to the key either. So you might not need to change the key. You just might need to change the rhythm. Because in hip hop, the key doesn't matter as much as the rhythm.
You're right.
Many a times we've done things completely that are not in key, but the rhythm kind of carries it. So that's, you know what I mean? That's what I got to say about that. Other than that, though, yeah, I dug it for sure.
That was a good critique. His next one is Crenshaw Sundays. What you thinking?
The high pitched noise on the refrains is kind of not. In this particular case, it seems to be more melody sensitive. So it's not necessarily in the proper voicing for that section. So it kind of distracts the listener. And one other thing, and this is more of a spice suggestion, is play with triplets on those hats. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have this, and then the in between on the hi-hats kind of pulls the tension forward, so it keeps the energy going. Other than that, though, like, you know, that just could, by the same gesture, you could just replay that other part and try a different run on the melody. But it kind of distracted me a little bit, the little high-pitched part, because I think even turning it down wouldn't have been enough. It was just too much, a little bit off left of center for my personal professional opinion. But I like the sound itself. I just don't know if the notes that were picked helped, you know what I'm saying, accomplish what you were trying to accomplish. That might just be another thing you have to audition again or try a different take on it. And like I said, I would recommend like playing with a triplet fill and the hi-hats periodically. Just, you know, every 8 bars or something, just something to give it a little bit more of a push. Rather than a pull. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good shit, man. Hey, for everybody that's in the live, man, drop a 5 emoji in the chat for my man.
Right.
My man.
And yep. And in the next 90 seconds, King is gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take over. So he's gonna go on the couch in the background and lay down under a blanket. And I promise that my microphone will have way better sound quality than he does. This man said he about to put me in 2 headlocks in the parking lot. One for the mic comment and one for the couch comment. He's probably spent at least 2 nights a week on that couch. Talking about I'll be in bed in 5 minutes. And 5 minutes turn into 5 hours because he's making beats.
Man, listen, I'm a senior citizen. I go to sleep early and I get up early, man.
I know, like I'm like listening to your voice get lower and lower in pitch and tonality. Like I'm like, are you trying to seduce us? Like, we got the next track coming up called People Be Tripping Out. And it's a guy, he makes beats with his computer and shit. And we gonna play it. But first I gotta go stretch. And then I'll be
and I ain't even smoke yet. That's the kill. It's been a long day.
Listen. I have my prescription card and I have it for sleep. Okay. But the thing is that it's like so strong, it makes you geek out. So like that's why I'm just up. Because like I'm a complete insomniac. That's why you're like, how's this dude have all this? That's because I ain't take my medication either, dog. Because I would have been geeking out. I'm like, oh, this dude got hi-hats and he got guitars. Oh shit, what we doing now, dog? Like, no, can't do that at work.
Nah, because the last time I was slumped. I was like, nah. Who we got next? We got my man Mad Eye. The first one is called Big Man.
You big man. Well, fuck you. What do you think I am?
Ooh.
Fuck that. You die, motherfucker.
Okay, you're awake now. Okay.
I'm up now.
You might have to put your hat back to the front for this one. Hey. Yeah.
That's filthy.
Disgusting.
that shit was nasty. That shit just woke me up.
Yeah, I bet.
No lie.
This reminds me of being on New Jersey Turnpike, and definitely K-Dot, like for show. But I'm talking about K-Dot with the funny voices, like he's the devil and the angel at the same time. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Other people too, but like that's totally up his lane completely.
Yeah, nah. It's Mad Eye produced this Bobby Mad Eye. That shit hard.
Yeah. But also good for television. Completely. Like,
oh yeah.
Like perfect.
Man, Nike commercials, all that, because with the grit, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially it's football season. So with all that, like that tour days when they out there with the sweat and all that, the hitting and the working out, like you see it. Or even like how your team got like the promo videos when they be in there like getting ready for the season type shit.
One of them little ESPN short documentary jumps, like the 15-minute shits they be putting on. Like I said, don't shortchange yourself, dog.
Yeah. Somebody
Never
said
take that as an insult. That's a compliment.
Somebody said Raekwon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play his next one. It's called Summer Heat. Somebody said, "See walking across the yeah, 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 yeah." Nah, they got that feel. They got that sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's LA. That's LA all day. All day.
Somebody said the police have entered the chat.
Nah, that shit hard, man. Y'all dropping 5 more in the chat for Mad Eye, man. That shit was cold. That shit woke me the hell up. Woke me the hell up. All right. Last but not least, man, we got the boy Bobby. Bobby makes some cold shit. It's called Sweat. That shit feel good, sound good. I can hear Kelly Rowland on that.
Actually, this is who I can hear on it.
Who? I can't see who that.
Jungkook.
I don't even know who that is, but fill me in.
You don't listen to K-pop? BTS, GOT7. That's how their music sound. They got songs with Usher and all of that stuff. Like they stuff like when you talk about traditional R&B, like 90s, 2000s classic black R&B, that's who's doing it is the Koreans now. So like that's where a lot of our producers wind up at is overseas in Korea. So like that's completely marketable and sellable to a K-pop artist. Dead serious. Like if you go look up Jungkook or somebody like that, like you're gonna be like, yo, this sounds like classic Usher, or you know what I'm saying? Like well polished, like 112, like later when it's more dance music type shit. But like that's what they want. They want stuff that sounds like our old music for sure. Yeah, where it's like, like the literal like R&B, like hard R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like that Teddy Riley, like that groovy shit. So like that's why I was like, yo, this is like so polished, and yet a lot of our R&B singers really don't gravitate to. How do you spell Jungkook? Oh, here. JUNGKOOK. Right? So he's like he's one of the singers from BTS, right? Which is like huge K-pop band, like took over America by storm. They're like the Korean Beatles, right? And they have like all these boy bands and girl bands. So like that's what I'm saying. They have like Blackpink, and my daughter's into K-pop, if you can't tell. So like I have to go pay for this stuff all the time. But my point is that just like Japan in the 80s, exactly, Born Shamir, like Japanese R&B in the 80s was disgusting. Like, and the 90s. You could go pull up some stuff. It sounds like SWV from Japan. For real. Yes.
Man, you finna have me in here all day tomorrow listening to this shit, and I'm gonna be like,
you'll see. You're gonna be like, I didn't know.
What the fuck?
The reason why K-pop sounds like that in Korea is because they have a strong Christian population, and they got hooked on black gospel music. So there's actually like a choir, I think it's called Oak Park or something like that, that a lot of the K-pop singers come from. And like when I tell you they can do the best rendition you've ever heard in Korean of Kirk Franklin, I'm talking about down to the players. Like they got the drummers playing like us, the keys, the guitar, the singers, like it. You can't tell they singing in Korean because it sounds like us singing. It's like crazy how good they are at learning that style. Like, and they love it. Like they're just all over that shit. South Koreans love black R&B and black gospel. You'll see.
Damn, that's crazy.
Japanese folks too, just like they like hip hop. Same vein.
Damn, I'm gonna play his next one. It's called Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. This is what came into my mind the minute I heard that. Right here. When they were making her. That's literally what I thought about. Remember the Fifth Element? And they made her from the arm, and then the DNA things came out and made her. That's literally what I heard. It was like some android robotic genetic printing type shit from a sci-fi movie. So like that was, again, that was a scene in my head just now. Like I saw the robot coming to life, and it looks just like your dead ex-girlfriend or whatever. And it's just like, and she's like, hello, how are you doing? I'm Sabrina. That's a deep cut.
Yeah,
Sabrina's back. Yeah, the Fifth Element is dope. Yeah, but that's the kind of. But you need again. We need to never forget that our portfolios are only limited by the depth of our imaginations, how we see ourselves. So, like, if your only goal is to try to get certain people to work on your music or work with your music, then that's what you're going to build your portfolio to be. But it's beautiful that somebody can make some fire hip hop music, and then at the same time, in that same catalog, be like, "Oh, you need something for a movie? I got you. Oh, you actually compose? Yeah, I don't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, flex that muscle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, for real, because it's valuable.
Yeah, nah.
And for those of us that know better, like, we're all rushing to get into the music industry when the money is technically in the movie and TV industry, right? Like my uncle was a technical director at HBO, right? It didn't help me at all because I didn't know about this until years later. So he worked on like Game of Thrones, True Blood. The money that they pay the people that do the soundtracks for these films, the money that they pay people to do behind the scenes work on these shows, the budgets that they have, right? And you talking about cash money upfront for your work, not we'll pay you on the back end when we sell some records and see what happens, and maybe you get 7% of a penny, right? No, absolutely not. You get paid, right? And that is actually a very untapped market for our talent base. Like I said, hip hop is more than just rapping. It's something that you can parlay into so many other aspects of your career that are incredibly valuable. And I'm just glad that people are thinking this way, because that may actually be the only way we get paid off hip hop music in the future. If we keep we keep feeding the beast that is Spotify.
Yeah.
This may be the only way we get paid off our music, is if we go into film, which is not a bad place to wind up at. Be honest with you. At least they got a union. We still ain't got a hip hop union. I have look, if you look me up on IMDb, I have a post-production credit for a movie that went to Sundance. And I just won an award for co-producing a record that won an NAACP Image Award. Right?
That's hard.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that, but you just never know who's going to use your music. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it broaden your horizons musically, because you never know who's listening. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, nah, if anything that people can take from you tonight is dream bigger. Dream bigger, and these songs is bigger than just, a rapper or a singer. Like, it's more than one avenue, you know what I'm saying, to put this stuff at. And it's no such thing as a bad idea, because that just might not be the right home for that idea.
Brother, you know how many people told me Zulu was a bad idea?
Yeah.
Thousands of sales later. You get what I'm saying? And yet, thousands of sales later, because I didn't listen to them. That's why y'all can go buy my shit. Because I didn't listen to people that told me my idea was bad. I said, it's like that movie Blow. I reference cinema a lot, right? And the guy was in jail. Johnny Depp was in jail with the other dude. And he told him, it wasn't that you're not a dreamer, you had the wrong dream, right? So I'm going to flip that. It wasn't that you have a bad idea, you gave it to the wrong audience. Do you get what I'm saying? I said, I want to make a tape simulator that does not run on, I forgot that part. It doesn't run on electricity. Zulu is passive, right? People were like, oh, that's the stupidest idea ever. People are never going to accept that. That's not what a professional engineer would use. Yada, 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 yada. Some of my biggest customers are professional engineers. I have 10 units when Zulu 500 came out. One of the first people to buy multiple units was the guy that got nominated for an Oscar for the Barbie soundtrack. Okay. Right. You know how crazy that is, that somebody who could have won an Oscar for I'm Ken was like, I need 10 Zulus for my next film and my next project. Right. And by the way, he had won an Oscar for A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga, that movie with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. When the thing came out, these people were already on the prowl for this device, right? And yet, that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. Look at that bad idea now. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to y'all. There is value in everything you do. Sometimes it's just the audience. That's why I'm the way I am as a producer when I work on people's music. I don't throw out anything. I say, you know what? Remember, like I said before, Pablo Picasso had a 0.8% success ratio. Not 8, 0.8.
Yeah.
Not even 1%, 0.8.
0.8.
And yet, we look at all his art now. Isn't that funny? I'm talking about in his lifetime, it was 0.8%. But after he died, now we want to look at everything Pablo Picasso ever did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got to get out of that poverty mindset. Got to. Because it's not about getting rich right now and that's it. You can't take all this shit with you. You got to leave something behind too to inspire the next generation. So that's why I say produce, publish, get it out there, show it to people. Don't be shy. Stop limiting yourself to just trying to impress the 5 guys at the corner store. Try to go impress Steven Spielberg. You never know what'll happen. You never know until you try. From the ghetto to Guitar Center. That's all I'm saying. You can go look it up. My shit's in Guitar Center. I didn't put it there. Somehow I wound up there. I don't know. Somebody discovered crystal meth one day and sold their Zulus. It's a long story. But all I'm saying is that I literally came from the projects on welfare to here, right? To y'all. Because I stopped listening to people telling me I couldn't do something and started thinking about ways I could do stuff. So that's all I got to share with you. But again, thank you for having me on. I'm glad you stayed up with me. Right?
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure. And they love you. They love the comedy. They love all of it, man.
Bro, come on, man. Like, if you can't tell, I used to spend all night in the studio with people. You got to keep your clients up.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
you got to keep the
facts.
energy and the morale up. The producer is basically everybody's HR manager for the night. So you got to know how to keep the morale up, and the humor helps. It keeps the positive energy flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another way that people shout and praise God is through laughter.
Yeah,
so
facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on that. So but and don't forget, like, we contributed a small gift. You know what I'm saying? We are giving a free deck of all of our. Hold up. I always carry one with me because, again, I'm from the East Coast. So in the 90s, if you wasn't fucking with these cats, I didn't want to talk to you. So, like, I carry this with me everywhere I go. Fourth disciple from the Wu-Tang Clan, right? We're giving away a free deck of Zulu cards to I believe you said you're going to select a winner or something like that.
Yep.
So you're going to get all of the legends in the Zulu deck. And normally you got to buy 17 Zulus to get 17 cards. So so you're going to select the winner and the winners, and then you'll have to get their information so we can mail them a deck.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And I'm so the winner is for the night. I'm gonna give it to my boy Mad Eye. So I'm gonna give it to Mad. I'm gonna give it to Mad Eye.
Okay, congratulations, man.
Yeah. And he gonna give you some cards, and I'm gonna give you the new download to the new drum kit.
Make sure you give King the address, and I'll put it in the mail after the holiday. And you'll be able to show the gang all your cards and everything else, man. And again, everybody that hung in there and stayed on the live, you know what I'm saying? We have to remember to support one another in our community, no matter how small or big it is. It all started somewhere. I always tell people that revolutions usually start with just 3 people, and then they grow. So make sure that you support this channel. Make sure you support this format and this platform, right? Black content creators are always constantly under attack. I'm one of them. I get shadow banned like it's just going out of style on Instagram. So
like a motherfucker.
Right. So make sure that y'all tell your friends about this. Make sure that you invite your parents to it. It doesn't matter. Like, just make sure this man gets the views and the monetization he deserves, and that we continue to encourage people like him to host our music, because we live in a day and age where terrestrial radio is dead, where if you don't fit the playlist, you ain't gonna be on the playlist. So this might be one of the only platforms people get to hear your music within a safe space and be able to give each other positive and critique, and we can workshop your records with you. Like, you don't understand. I used to have to do this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us did back in the days, because we did not have people we could turn to. We didn't have the mentorship and the guidance, or the advice that we got was from people that didn't know what they were doing. Right. So appreciate this man. Make sure you give him his flowers. Make sure y'all use the super chat feature. Make sure you send him the cash apps and you want to get the skips in line. And make sure you tune in next Thursday or whatever next date this man sets. And again, if you want to support my company, buyzulus.com, you can go check out our stuff. You can always communicate with me on my social media. And again, thank you for having me. And like I said, the music tonight, god damn, y'all must have knew I was coming or something.
Nah, I think so, bro. I think
Yeah.
I think so. Nah, man. But good
Mhm.
times, man. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
man, taking time out your schedule to be here, man. If you ever want to come on, if you ever want to participate, man, you always welcome, man. You keep the mood light, man. You keep the night going, man. So I
Yes, sir.
fuck I fuck with you heavy bit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise, big bro.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Much love to you and the rest of your audience, and especially the people that came through from some of the other places that I'm online. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to see a familiar face or a familiar avatar. And again, let's not make this the last time, man.
Of course,
For
man.
sure. Plenty
I,
more to come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody that's in the live, man, I appreciate y'all, man. If you haven't, please like the live video and subscribe to the channel. And like I always say, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Y'all keep following y'all dreams, man. And I'm going to link up with y'all soon, man. I appreciate
All
all
right,
y'all.
y'all.